is a 41-degree overcast day. Light sleet is falling here at Texas Stadium as we get ready for the New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys. Troy Aikman and his Cowboys are gunning for their third straight win to make a record of 10-5 and a fifth straight NFC East title, while Drew Bledsoe and his Patriots hope to continue on their roll as the NFL's hottest team. They've won 7 of the last 8, and a win today would clinch the AFC East. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert along with Sam Weish, and we're delighted to be joined by a man who faced the Cowboys on a regular basis as a member of the San Francisco 49ers, and that is Randy Cross. And Randy, this is not a typical Dallas Cowboy type a season. They lost 3 of their first 4 games. The offense not doing it, the defense has.
Well, you know what is typical of Dallas, though, Marv, is finishing strong offensively. And for Dallas, that means running the ball. And for Dallas, that also means Emmitt Smith. And you see here, he hasn't made the Pro Bowl this year for the first time in his 7-year career. Quarterback Troy Aikman told us that he responds the best when he's challenged. He's been challenged. In fact, his line, where 4 of them made the Pro Bowl, think he's been insulted by not making the Pro Bowl.
All right, and Sam, the Patriots come in averaging 28 points a game to lead the NFL, and Drew Bledsoe is having a career season.
And today he'll face what he thinks is the best defensive backfield that they faced all year long because of this guy right here, Deion Sanders. He's an intimidator. You know, there are a lot of teams that are afraid of him, just don't go. But they've got speed, and Sean Jefferson and Terry Glenn expect them to go and challenge this guy, not only play after play, but to challenge him deep.
All right, so coming up, it's the Patriots and the Cowboys from Dallas. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in a moment. Well, this is only the 7th time the Cowboys and Patriots have met. Dallas won the previous 6. The last time they played was back in '87 in Foxborough, and Dallas won that game in overtime. Back deep for the Cowboys, Herschel Walker and Kevin Williams. And here's Adam Vinatieri with the kick. And it's played by Kevin Williams. So Williams with the return for 17. Right here, let's check in with John Dockery. John?
Thank you, Marv. In a game of such magnitude with title implications for the Patriots, it's amazing one of the main topics of conversation was shoes. They bought 3 and 4 pairs out, the Patriots did, to try to decide which is the best pair. What they're concerned about is there's wet spots in the field, there's slippage, and they finally decided on this shoe, which has a little longer cone-shaped cleat, for better grab. But it's amazing. Is it a distraction to the Patriots or just attention to detail? We'll find out, Marv.
All right, thank you, John. Covering all aspects of today's game as the Cowboys start out from their 17-yard line. Aikman off the pump, going deep. Michael Irvin, the intended receiver, covered by Ty Law as we check out the Dallas offensive line, and 4 members of the offensive line making it to the Pro Bowl. One of the outstanding power offensive line. Aikman, the quarterback, he goes to his 6th Pro Bowl. Emmitt Smith, Darrell Moose Johnston are the running backs. Kevin Williams, Michael Irvin, and Eric Bjornson are the receivers. Bjornson is playing with 2 injured ankles in a 2nd down and 10 at the 17-yard line. And it is completed to Irvin right at the marker, covered by Law. And it is a Cowboy first down. Defensively, the Patriots with Collins, Wheeler, who's played well, Sangapulatelli, and McGinnis. McGinnis leading New England with 8.5 sacks. Sabb, Johnson, and Collins, the linebackers. Ted Johnson, the Patriots' leading tackler. Law and Smith at the corners. Otis Smith starting again for Ricky Reynolds, and Malloy and Clay are the deep men in the secondary. First down at the 28-yard line, and here is Emmitt Smith heading across the 30, where he's met by Johnson.
A couple of things are apparent early here. Ty Law looks like he's going anywhere Michael Irvin is going. He's covering him one-on-one. And when Ty J. Armstrong, number 81, comes into the ball game, high tendency towards the run versus the pass.
Yeah, I'll tell you the key, really, as far as I'm concerned for Dallas, though, Sam, is they have got to get that big offensive line going. I don't think all 4 of those guys deserve to go to the Pro Bowl, but they've all got to play like it for Emmitt today.
Well, you have to wonder when you see 4 guys making it to the Pro Bowl and the offense lagging in every category. But here's Emmitt Smith out to the 35-yard line. Stopped by Ted Johnson.
You know, right there, Emmitt Smith. You watch Emmitt Smith run today, guys. I mean, the one thing that's missing for him is what I'll call it missability. He doesn't have that make guys miss type thing because of the ankles. He's a lot more evident when he's on grass, but on this AstroTurf, he's more of a power runner now because he can't avoid the guys coming in at him.
Sam, like yourself, Randy coining phrases here in the early going.
I can trump that. I'll get you later.
Missability. It's a 3rd and 3 at the 35-yard line. And Aikman under pressure taken down. That's a rare sack of Troy Aikman. Dwayne Sabb coming up with his first sack of the season.
There's a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They had that time T.J. Armstrong, normally a running situation up here. He's going to go out for a pass. And coming down, here comes the blitz from the outside. Straight pushback right up the middle. Good pressure coming straight up the chute, though. No room for Troy Aikman on that one.
Great power move by Willie McGinnis there,
yep.
Sam. He would put this offensive tackle right in Troy's face.
All right, here's John Jett punting to Pro Bowler Dave Meggett. Takes at the 30. And Meggett running into a storm at the 35, led by Jim Schwantz, another Pro Bowler. 42-yard punt, 5-yard return.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
It's one of the most comfortable cars I've ever driven.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
It's fun to drive. It really is.
With Taurus, you fit in no matter what size you are.
I'm big.
I'm surprised by how much room there is inside it.
Everybody in my family is big.
Just turn the wheel a fraction of an inch. The car responds.
There's a lot more room.
It's designed so I don't have to search for anything. The seats feel like they wrap around you.
It's a state-of-the-art car.
Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, starting at $18,545.
This car is a pleasure to drive.
I have fun.
This is for Mr. Blanchard, who told me to make something of myself. For Miss Miller, who never let me settle for a C. For my parents, who believe in my dreams. For myself, for my future.
Be all that you can be.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Staples, the office superstore. By Old Spice High Endurance Deodorant for long-lasting odor protection. Now you've got proof, not promises. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Back in Dallas, the New England Patriots to the offense for the first time. This is a matchup of the highest scoring team and the #1 ranked defense in the Dallas Cowboys. New England from its 35-yard line. Curtis Martin cut off. Try to cut back the other one. What a move by Curtis Martin. First to the left, it looked like the Cowboys had him, and it ends up as a 21-yard run. Finally, the strong safety, Darren Woodson, made the stop.
The first thing that happened here is Deion Sanders tries to make a shoulder tackle without wrapping up Curtis Martin. You'll see it right, bang, there it is. He doesn't wrap him up, and then Curtis Martin reverses his field.
You know, Sam, it's December. How often in December do you see fundamentals go straight into the toilet? Guys aren't wrapping up. They're not finishing blocks, and we see it right off the get-go at the beginning.
You're looking at a lot of natural ability in Deion Sanders, and sometimes the fundamentals are lacking.
So New England with a first down at the Dallas 44, and Bledsoe to throw. And complete. Terry Glenn covered covered by the free safety, George Teague. It's another Patriot first down. That's good for 19.
Glenn is going to be in motion a lot. Here he comes right now. He's going to go in motion, and he's coming up and to the corner. The clear out down at the bottom is just to give him room underneath. They're going to challenge him deep today. You can see it.
Well, you know what they're going to do a lot, too, is move Terry Glenn around and try to get those matchups. You make the point a lot, Sam. It's a game of matchups. They want him matched up on a safety or a third or fourth cornerback.
Well, the Patriots 2 plays, and they've picked up 40 yards. First down at the Cowboy 25. And Bledsoe blooping one to the end zone. Deion Sanders had a shot at it. Double coverage on Terry Glenn.
Terry Glenn actually saves the interception right here because he just bumps Deion right at the very end. Inside release, pressure on the quarterback. He has to just put it up. Is there holding right there or what?
Well, that's big time hold time. But yeah, it's all set up by the fact that Bledsoe had to put that weather balloon up there because of the rush from the Cowboys. They were all over him. They brought an all-out 3-man blitz along with that 4 defensive linemen.
And you mentioned earlier, Sam, that the Patriots might try to go deep with Glenn or Jefferson on Sanders. That was the first opportunity off the play fake. Pass intended for Glenn, covered by the weak side linebacker Darren Smith. Let's check out the Patriots, that offensive line, including Pro Bowler Bruce Armstrong for the 5th time in his career. Roberts, Willibaugh, Rucci, and Lane. Curtis Martin, Keith Byers are the running backs. Byers taking over as the starting fullback for the injured Sam Gash. Jefferson, Glenn, and Coates, an outstanding group of receivers. And now Vincent Brisby has checked in along with Troy Brown for this 3rd and 10. But it's a handoff for Dave Meggett, crossing the Cowboys up. Charlie Williams made the stop, and it is another Patriot first down.
Yeah, this is the important thing for Bill Parcells' offense. You saw the first run go outside, and the pursuit got to him. Don't run outside on the speed of this defense. Go right at him. A great draw call, but I mean, more importantly, it's inside. That's where you attack the Cowboys.
Now Jefferson is to the left. Glenn is to the right. Coates in motion. First down at the 15. Martin. Well, Curtis Martin trying the middle, met by the combination of Tony Tolbert and Chad Hennings up front for the Cowboys. Tolbert with a career-high 12 sacks, having a terrific season, making the Pro Bowl for the first time. The linebackers, Godfrey, the rookie from Georgia, who's played well, given a game ball last week, Strickland and Darren Smith. And that secondary called by the Patriots the best they have faced all season. Second down and 8. And Bledsoe throwing for the end zone. It is incomplete, but a penalty marker is down. Terry Glenn covered by the left corner, Kevin Smith.
And Kevin Smith got a little too cute that time. He tried to intimidate Terry Glenn right before the snap, jumped out at him, crossed into the neutral zone. The official got him.
Referee is Jerry Austin.
Offsides, number 26 of the defense. 5 yards, repeat second down.
Well, that's the left corner, Kevin Smith.
You know, what he's doing, Marv, is he's trying to be a Deion. You know, Deion gets in that crouch and he lurches right at the guy. And look at him. He goes to that body position. They catch him offside. You know, you got to be a little bit nervous if you're Dallas. This is the #1 red zone team in the NFL. I mean, when they get down here, they score touchdowns.
Second down and 3 from the 8. Off the pitch, Martin following his blocker, could not make the turn. A flag is thrown once again as he's run out by George Teague. It's kind of an unusual situation. The Patriots lead the NFL in drawing opposition penalties. Why would that be?
You know, the league average is about 93, 94 penalties so far this season. The Patriots' opponents have 103.
Offsides, number 59 of the defense. Half a distance to the goal, first down.
Have 123 penalties against the Patriots. This exact same thing there. Right up here, you're going to see a jump. Excuse me, right down here at the bottom. Right here it is. Jumps across, trying to anticipate the snap count. Sometimes the snap count is on rhythm. Sometimes it's on the early movement by the quarterback. They're just trying to be intimidating here.
A lot of it, Marv, is nerves. I mean, you're facing a team with a lot of offensive talent, and guys just want to get that extra little jump.
In is a 1st and goal at the 4. Play action, and Bledsoe's pass incomplete, intended for Byers, covered by Godfrey.
Hey, Tony Tolbert was right in his face, too, trying to throw that. I mean, he had that pass. But Tolbert's the reason Bill Parcells, quarterback, couldn't complete that pass.
This, the 8th play of the drive coming up. It is very clear coming into today's game, if the Patriots win, they clinch the AFC East. If the Cowboys win, they clinch the NFC East. 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. Bledsoe with the long look, firing, intended for Glenn, covered by Kevin Smith.
Bringing Ben Costa into short motion a little bit. 3rd down now. Decision time for Bill. Does he go with that little run that they were successful on in the previous 3rd and long situation? Of course, they haven't got as much room. Now there are going to be more people closer to the ball.
Well, he's spent an awful lot of time concentrating on the flanks of Barry Switzer's defense. You got to wonder in this situation, in the red zone, near the goal line, where's Ben Coach? You better keep track of him.
And Bledsoe only 1 of 5 here at the start, looking at a 3rd and goal at the 4. Looking end zone. It is almost intercepted. It went through the hands of Coates, and the free safety, George Teague, had a shot at it. But now the Patriots will have to settle for the 3.
Hey, just watch the end of this thing. I mean, it's a circus attempt, and that's because of the good defense. Pressure on Bledsoe. And Sam, I don't know what you think, but I don't think you beat Dallas in Dallas getting these kinds of opportunities and kicking field goals.
Well, that's right. You're going to go for those. Now, on 3rd down, of course, you're going to be going for it. But they went to the key guy. You called it ahead of it. They went to the big tight end.
Our 22-yard attempt by Adam Vinatieri, who has been on fire after the slow start. So the Patriots with a 3-0 lead. 9:14 remaining in the 1st.
Come on, honey, let's open the presents.
Why are we doing this so early?
Early? It's Tyler's first real holiday. Here.
21-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri, and the New England Patriots with a 3-0 lead on the Dallas Cowboys. Herschel Walker, Kevin Williams are back deep. And here's Herschel Walker, who is a major concern, according to Bill Parcells. And once again, the Patriots, who have played very well on special teams, doing the job on Herschel. An 18-yard return. Scooter Magruder on the tackle.
A moment ago on 3rd down. Here's the tip. The blitz is coming when you've got 2 defenders lined up over 1 receiver. The motion comes across. Now here comes the blitz from the both slot cover people. A lot of pressure. Quick throw by the quarterback. Man-to-man behind it. Incomplete.
And also, Sam, 1st and goal on the 4-yard line and no runs.
That's stopping the best scoring team in the NFL.
Cowboys 1st down from the 27-yard line. To the offense for the 2nd time, as Aikman's pass is picked off, intercepted by Ty Law. It was intended for Michael Irvin, so Ty Law, who last week picked one off against the New York Jets for his 1st career touchdown as he ran it in. A guy who's been battling a sprained knee, made his return 2 weeks ago in San Diego, and Law with the intercept to get the ball back for the Patriots.
Well, who wants this one more? You know, Urban's really been taking the team on his shoulders, especially last week, but look at this. Ty Law kind of out-Michaels Michael.
He doesn't, and really after the interception, it looked like Michael Irvin didn't know what happened. He almost turned and looked to the Patriots sideline as if they were yelling something. Watch his head right here. He just turns like, what's going on?
Well, he's so used to those precise Aikman throws exactly where they're supposed to be.
So the Patriots from the 30-yard line. Martin on a slant, picking up short yardage, stopped by the middle linebacker Fred Strickland with help from Randall Godfrey.
You know, part of the intimidation that the Dallas Cowboys like to portray sometimes works against them. A team comes in here that they haven't seen before from the AFC. They're the world champions. It's a slow start. You're not taking them totally for granted, but you're not quite as intense as you need to be.
Well, the best way to stop a strut is to smack it in the face. And they're doing a pretty good job of smacking right now for New England.
2nd down and 7. The swing. Martin gets inside the 25-yard line, still short of the first down by about 4 yards. Darren Smith and Kevin Smith combined to make the tackle.
Sam, how about the pass here? Where's he expecting this ball? Where's Urban want this ball? Which number?
He wants it all the way to the outside. Those numbers are 12 yards from the sideline. They measure their timing throws from that. He wants it right on the sideline. The ball was really a little behind him.
Yeah, he looks very shocked. It wasn't that he wasn't trying to get it. It's just, hey, it wasn't where Troy usually puts it, on the outside 8.
3rd and 4 at the Dallas 24-yard line. Again, the swing. Byers picks up the first down and runs it out. Randall Godfrey running out Keith Byers, making his first catch of the day. We were talking last night with Byers, who has been trying to tell his younger teammates on the Patriots not to be intimidated by the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, Keith pointed out that he's had great success here at Texas Stadium as a member of the Eagles, as a member of the Dolphins. 7 wins in 9 games.
Hey, the important thing for him at fullback, though, Marvin, is he's a little big back. He's not a good lead blocker. They got to try to find a way to make up for that.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Curtis Martin sizing it up, then cutting to his right, met by Casillas and Woodson.
There's a lot of motion by the New England Patriots. Part of that is to try to read the coverage. When the motion goes across, if a cornerback, defensive cornerback, goes with it, many times that indicates man coverage. If he kind of slows up and they just soften a little bit, it's cell zone. So there's a reason for all this motion.
Surprised he doesn't audible out when he sees all that blitz coming in his face on it.
At least the Patriots have an audible system. Dallas doesn't.
2nd down and 9. Bledsoe for the end zone. The leaping attempt. Ben Coates could not get his hands on it, covered by Darren Woodson.
This is where the term "it's a game of inches" came from, right here. One more stride, full extension, reach out. You're talking about one of the best receiving tight ends in the business right there.
And also one of the best covered safeties, too. I mean, he is right there. Bledsoe had to put that thing perfectly, and Bledsoe knew he was just trying to squeak it in, and no squeak.
Talking about strong safety, Darren Woodson, a Pro Bowl starter for the 3rd straight year. 3rd and 9. And Bledsoe got it off under pressure, able to rifle it to Byers, but still short of a first down.
Yeah, that Tony Tolbert amazes me. I mean, he really does. You talk about a guy on 2 arthritic knees. He wears those black knee sleeves to keep his knees warm, so, you know, the fluids don't go crazy. And, you know, he's got a sack in each of the last 4 games when they've really needed it. And, you know, he's just stepping up. I mean, you don't coach that. That's just a guy who's decided he's not going to take it.
And he did not practice all week because of the knee problems. This a 30-yard attempt by Vinatieri, who earlier hit from 21. So Adam Vinatieri with 2 field goals. And the Patriots have taken a 6-0 lead. This set up by the interception by Ty Law. 5:56 left, first quarter.
At Transamerica.
New England Patriots with the early lead on the 2 field goals by Adam Vinatieri. 6-0 New England with just under 6 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. And here's Herschel Walker. Oh, he found the opening. Vinatieri is back. Walker inside the 40. It is a foot race. Vinatieri diving to hold him down.
Oh, the kicker ran him down, Marv.
It's a 70-yard kickoff return by Herschel Walker.
Watch Vinatieri at the very end of this, but before he gets there, the key block's up front by the wedge people. Just muscling room for Herschel Walker to find it, and now, actually, Vinatieri doesn't even have the angle on him, Randy.
Closing speed. I've never used the term closing speed with a kicker.
I'm putting him on my fantasy football team tonight.
He's definitely on the defensive stats.
Well, we mentioned earlier that a concern of Bill Parcells. Herschel Walker on the kick return. We saw why, and here's Emmitt Smith trying to get to the outside. Stopped by the free safety, Willie Clay.
Well, there's that lack of acceleration that Emmitt doesn't have with these injuries in the ankles. And, you know, sorry, Marv, but that's lack of missability.
Oh, I see.
I mean, you don't have that missability. You get in the corner here. You know, average backs try to use speed, and Emmitt's got missability and speed.
Emmitt Smith bothered by a sprained right ankle. Comes in 4th in rushing in the NFC, but has certainly had his ups and downs this season. Second down and 8. A flag is thrown. And again, Emmitt Smith got the call, stopped by Ted Johnson.
Offsides on the defense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
All right, the call on the defense. We'll check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, in Carolina, the Panthers jumped on top of Baltimore, but here's Vinny Testaverde, his AFC-leading 30th touchdown pass of the season, a 23-yarder to Michael Jackson in the end zone with the extra point. Baltimore grabs the 7-3 lead on the Carolina Panthers. Marv?
All right, thank you, Greg. Well, it's been a Pro Bowl season for Vinny Testaverde. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. 2nd and 3 down at the 12-yard line. The stutter step by Smith, but has nowhere to go. Stopped in his tracks by the combination of Ted Johnson and Mark Wheeler. Well, coming up next on most of these NBC stations, game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see an AFC West matchup. The Denver Broncos going up against the Oakland Raiders. Others will see the Chiefs and the Colts, or the Bengals square off against the Oilers. That's coming up next right here on NBC. Well, a 70-yard kick return by Herschel Walker setting up this drive. His high this year, an 89-yard kick return. Michael Irvin, Eric Bjornsson, stopped by Ted Johnson.
It's a quick count, man-to-man coverage. Bjornsson got the angle on Ted Johnson.
Boy, isn't this the area the Cowboys really desperately miss that tight end position? Nobody in the league has suffered more than Barry Switzer's offense without that Jay Novacek type influence in the red zone from the tight end.
You know, you miss a Michael Irvin when he misses the first 5 games, but the guy you really miss for the long haul is that thread in the middle of the field that opens up all the other options to wide receivers and running backs.
It is 4th and less than a yard as the Cowboys go for it. Quarterback sneak by Aikman, and he has the first down.
Quarterback sneak is the call of choice around the league. The more you watch the games, because you don't want any mishandling the ball, but it's also the spot is the crucial thing. Get a big pile up, get any movement at all, you're going to get the first down.
Well, especially with the Dallas Cowboys, Sam. I mean, everybody on defense looks at Darryl Johnston and says, go after Darryl Johnston, he'll take you to the ball. And Emmitt says, oh, the heck with a fullback. I don't have to watch him. I'll just follow Donaldson, Big Nate Newton, and go behind Larry Allen. I'll get it up front with all those wide derrieres he's got in front of him.
What are they, from Wisconsin? They always say from Wisconsin, welcome to our derriere.
If they were wearing white pants, Troy Aikman would think he's at a drive-in movie.
Randy, I'm so sorry that you have to be exposed to Sam on his bases as Aikman throws incomplete, throwing to the end zone.
Aikman's pass intended for Darryl Johnston.
Intended for Darryl Johnston. The Dallas Cowboys have won their last 2 over Washington and Arizona after losing to the Giants at the Meadowlands. A devastating loss for the Cowboys. Last Sunday, they just did get by Arizona 10-6 in Tempe, a game that saw the Cowboys lose 2 fumbles inside the Cardinal 10-yard line. The offense has been sputtering. Smith off the pitch, and he's taken down. Hit from behind, taken for the loss by Ted Johnson.
You know, a week ago, Boomer Esiason, when these Dallas Cowboys played Arizona, got the Dallas defense sleeping a little bit on some quick counts. Here, Dallas tries the same tactic, a quick count. The Patriots are alert, quick contain up. Once you can get them back inside, you can get the rush.
But more importantly, Sam, too, look at the run-through. Talk about having a tendency. Johnson's done his game study. He studied those films. He sees that formation. He just runs through right now, makes a tackle.
It is a 3rd and goal at the 11. And he's been able to peg it for Johnston. You hear the chant of Moose from this capacity crowd. Jerome Henderson on the stop. So it is a 4th and goal at the 5. And here comes the field goal unit.
How do you explain to your mom, Sam, how you got the nickname Moose? And why everybody in the country screams it when they see you?
Well, the first thing you do is you exaggerate whatever the story's going to be. He's got a local radio show here in town called the Moose Call. promoting his own name, of course.
And this is a 23-yard field goal attempt by Chris Bonio. So the Cowboys on the board with 1:20 left in the first quarter. Patriots lead by 3.
I feel very safe in this car.
People love Tom.
On hand, Dave Megan, Troy Brown are back, waiting for the kick from Bonio. And Megan with the return. Out across the 20, try to cut inside and then taken down. Alan Campos stopping Megan. He went for 13. We noticed on the last series, Deion Sanders seemed to be struggling, still bothered by the back problem. For more on that, let's check in with John Dockery. John?
You know, Marv, I've been tracking Deion Sanders since the warm-ups. He didn't come out very much in the warm-ups. He took a whirlpool before the game to try to loosen up his back. He's also wearing a back support. If you look closely underneath his uniform, you see that. Also on the bench, he's been trying to stay limber. Probably won't see him much on offense today. He only worked on defense on Friday. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, John. Last week against Arizona, he was injured during the course of the warm-ups. Missed the first 3 quarters of play. Curtis Martin stopped by the combination of Broderick Thomas and Tony Tolbert. It is a short pickup, 3-yard gain, a second down and 7 coming up.
You know, early in the game when Curtis Martin made the run to the left and reversed his field, Deion Sanders came up and tried to make the hit, and you could see right away that he was bending from the waist. Athletes bend at the knees. Watch him bend over as he tries to make the hit right there. Doesn't really get that full extension and uncoil.
Second and 7. And Bledsoe completing to Terry Glenn. Kevin Smith on the stop. Terry Glenn with his second catch, 76 for the season. That is already a rookie record for a wide receiver. And how far has Terry Glenn come? First-round draft pick. Controversial first-round selection. It was clear Bill Parcells preferred a defensive player, then got off to the slow start, pulled a hamstring, hurt it a bit from Parcells, able to handle it. Now Parcells is comparing him to Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. I think Bill has come around on Terry Glenn. Curtis Martin strung out and stopped. The free safety, George Teague, on the tackle as this first quarter winds down. So that's the end of the first here in Dallas, with the New England Patriots leading the Dallas Cowboys 6-3. Back in Dallas, Marv Alberts, Sam Weish, Randy Cross, John Dockery. New England with a 6-3 lead on Dallas, and all New England in the opening quarter. 81-20 in total yards. Emmitt Smith, 5 rushes, 5 yards. That has been it. It is a 2nd and 10 for the Patriots from their 35-yard line as the second quarter gets underway. The screen for Byers, picking up blockers, has the first down and more. Byers running well. Finally taken down by the strong safety Darren Woodson. It is a gain of 20.
Sam, not only a great play, it's set up very nicely by Bledsoe dropping back. Watch Byers' feet right there, 41. Watch his feet when he runs. Do his feet get more than 6 inches off the ground? I mean, you try to come in and hit this guy at the legs. Look at those feet. He's not running. He's shuffling.
He's shuffling. Remember, this is a guy that plays tight end and he plays running back. So he's a natural receiver, but a natural runner, too.
Third catch of the day for Byers. And a first down at the 45-yard line. Curtis Martin trying to accelerate, met by Tony Tolbert.
Running right up the middle, and this is what Deion Sanders told us Friday he wanted to force the Patriots to do, that they would take care of. Deion and Smith would take care of the wide receivers. Let those safeties come up, help on the running game, force them to play between the numbers.
Well, I think he's absolutely right. If I'm New England and Bill Parcells, I run inside. There's no Leon Lent. You got a Childress in there on and off who hasn't played football this year for about a week or so, about 10 days. Go inside.
Second down and 5. Again, Byers. Submarine, but has another first down. Hit by Deion Sanders. We were talking with Deion the other day at practice, and he has such respect for the skills of Drew Bledsoe. He says Drew is a receiver's dream, although he made it clear that he has not faced a secondary like the Dallas Cowboys.
Drew Bledsoe acknowledges that. He thinks this is the best secondary he's going to face, and you see him throwing a lot of balls short to the tight end, running back positions. Watch right at the end. Watch Dion wasn't going to take on Keith Byers one-on-one up high.
He will live to fight another day.
Yes. And a first down play for Curtis Martin. Martin tried a couple of shoulder head fakes. George Teague did not go for it.
Well, you brought up a good point with Dion talking about going, outside, keeping him from going outside and coming inside. And looks like Bledsoe and the offensive coaches are saying, well, fine, if you don't want the receivers going outside, we'll swing Byers out there and maybe Coates and whatnot and get our other guys on the outside.
Part of the game is adjusting during the course or after the ball is kicked off, adjusting to what the strategy of the opponent is. And we're seeing it happen right here by both teams.
Second down and 9 at the Dallas 24. Big hole for Martin.
Now in that case, this is the Patriots doing exactly what the Dallas Cowboys were trying to force them to do, but the Patriots are winning on this score.
Remember what we said, Sam, inside. You go in there, you count on the defense pursuing and going backside and let Martin make a cutback. That's just going inside and getting some great blocking, man-on-man blocking. Just hat on hat.
9 carries, 45 yards for Curtis Martin. It's a third and about a yard down at the 16. And it is back to Martin, but he's stopped. Ball may have been knocked free. Cowboys say they have it. Chad Hennings was able to grab the football. Yes, they do. The Dallas Cowboys have recovered the fumble by Curtis Martin. Chad Hennings, in his 5th season out of the Air Force Academy, coming up with that loose ball.
The engineers of the Pontiac Grand Am design car.
Well, last night, Bill Parcells told us that his club was not sharp last week, although they beat the Jets 34-10. But he said if they play like that, they will not beat the Cowboys. And he was very upset a moment ago about that. The fumble by Curtis Martin, only his 3rd of the season, which is a low number when you consider how often he carries the ball. So the Cowboys take over at their 17-yard line. Patriots with a 6-3 lead. And the completion to Michael Irvin for a Dallas first down. It's good for 13.
And back to the fumble, you're going to see Darren Woodson coming right up through this hole right here. Deion Sanders told us, we'll take care of the wide receivers. We don't need those sneaking safeties helping us. Keep them up around the ball, stopping the run.
Hey, we've been talking about fundamentals. That's ball maintenance. Hey, you want to be Curtis Martin to go to the sideline and tell this guy, but coach, it's only my 3rd fumble.
Right. That looked like an Andrew Galata low blow thrown by Parcells on the sideline. First down play, Emmitt Smith looking for the hole, and that his best run of the day. And here's it from this crowd. Farron Collins on the stop.
Willie Clay comes up really fast and hard from the safety, and it does a good job containing, forcing Emmitt back inside, but there's no help.
We're going to see a little missability too, Sam. I mean, he makes some people stop and go.
Here's the hole. Ted Johnson wasn't able to stay on his feet. We had a little sleet early before the game. I don't think it's slick footing out there, though.
Second down and 2. And Smith looking for the first down. Emmitt Smith last week against the Cardinals managed only 70 yards on 27 carries, trying to get it into it here in the second quarter after the slow start, and he did pick up the first down. 7 carries, just 16 yards. And the report from the field from John Dockery, who part-time works for the Weather Channel, is it is now raining.
Is he under or out of the hole in the roof?
Does he know to come in out of the rain? Is that what you're asking?
First down at the 41-yard line. A marker is thrown. Penalty is down. Pass intended for Darrell Johnston, covered by Ted Johnson.
That penalty happened before the throw.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 79 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
I tell you, the officials all year long have been all over Eric Williams about this. It's one of his first moves. Last year it drove Reggie White crazy at Green Bay. Watch him Watch his hand, right hand. Yep. It's his first move. He does it every play. They could call that on a passing play, I think, at least half the time against Dallas.
The rule, though, generally is if it's an incidental hit and you pull away quickly, they're not going to call it. But most of the time, that means if you hit up somewhere else first, it slides up and then you come away. That was an initial hit.
Oh, that's a we're thinking of you call.
Okay.
So a 1st and 20 at the 31. 5 minutes in. Oh, big hit on Emmitt Smith by Chad Eaton. Very quick to get to the ball carrier. Chad Eaton, in his first year out of Washington State, a guy who's been around. He spent time with the Jets, Browns, the Cardinals, and Eaton with the stop of Smith.
Oh, he's a high energy, good motor guy, 90 right there. Take a look at what he does. See how they make a big deal about this guy dyeing his hair all the time. It's blue and it's white and it's green, and he's trying to imitate America's favorite chia pet, Dennis Rodman, I think.
Randy taking a little blind side shot here.
And chia pets, one of my favorite gifts.
2nd and 21 from the 30. Aikman in trouble and hauled down. 2nd sack of the day for the Patriots, and Willie McGinnis adds to his sack total. That's 9.5 for the season. He leads the team.
Now, Troy Aikman told us that in playing these guys in the preseason, they don't have a lot of big-name guys. They just play well together. Everybody does their job. Willie McGinnis, speed move up the outside against Tunney, chasing him down. And if you can't find somebody to throw it to and you can't get the ball up, you better take the sack.
Yeah, I'd say nothing fires up a defensive guy either than hearing a quarterback say, you know, they don't have very many big-name guys.
Right.
You know, recognize me now?
It is now a 3rd and 28 back at the 23. This time Aikman able to avoid the pressure to find Smith, and Emmitt Smith runs it across the 30-yard line, met by Jerome Henderson, and that will bring on the punting unit.
That time they moved Willie McGinnis, who just got a sack from the right side, moved him over to the left side and let him work on Eric Williams a little bit.
I think he'd like that matchup a lot better on Tunney than he will on Eric Williams. Eric Williams is a flat-out, get-in-your-face, pound-you-into-the-dirt football player. It's a lot friendlier on the other side with Tunney.
And 328 pounds of that pounding, too.
That's what he admits to.
Trying to look behind John Jett. Good one. Megan. He eludes the tackler. He's in across the 25-yard line. So Megan taken out by Randall Godfrey. 50-yard punt, 11-yard return.
What would your children like for Christmas?
Lots and lots of snow.
In L.A.? What about you?
How about courtside seats?
This is tougher than I thought. Anybody else?
How about a Christmas Day doubleheader on NBC?
That I can do.
Lakers, Suns, Pistons, Bulls, a primetime Christmas gift from NBC.
Lots of ways to coach special teams. Billy Davis is coached to take a shot. He's the first one down. Just create something, let everybody else react. That's what happened here, but Megan was too quick.
And the Patriots start out from the 27-yard line. A nice hole. Curtis Martin stopped by Deion Sanders. So Patriots going right back to Martin after he fumbled earlier. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marvin, in Carolina, the Panthers have jumped back into the league. Anthony Johnson from 2 yards out gives the Carolina Panthers, with the extra point, a 10-7 lead now on the Baltimore Ravens. Still plenty of time remaining in the first half, Marv.
All right, thank you, Greg. 7.5 remaining, first half here in Dallas. Patriots 6, Cowboys 3. The Patriot defense doing the job thus far in this first half. They've stopped Emmitt Smith. They've come up with 2 sacks. Here's Bledsoe off the mark, intended for Byers, and Darren Smith, the weak side linebacker, was thinking interception.
Well, he was, but you know, the Patriots are getting a good read as to what's happening early right here. The motion is helping them. When the motion starts across right here, watch Deion Sanders. He doesn't go with it. It's tipping the quarterback that there's a zone. And see everybody playing the zone in back behind it. Ball is just off target, almost intercepted. Could have been.
3rd and 6 from the 31. Bledsoe 7 of 14 for 76 yards. Gets the time, loops it. Very tough for Mecca to do anything with that as he's taken out of bounds. And it is well short of a first down.
That was all set up, though. by Deion Sanders and the job he did in his coverage. I mean, he jammed the receiver. They wanted to go to Sean Jefferson on a quick slant. He jammed him right out of that.
They bump and run or press, jam all day long. They don't want you to know if it's man or zone by their alignment.
Well, Kelvin Martin is back deep for Tom Tupa, who's having an outstanding season. Here's Martin, product of Boston College, taken down at the 30-yard line. A 48-yard punt by Tupa, 9-yard return. We'll be back in Dallas in a moment.
If the sky
Toss on the Raiders as they face their arch rivals, the Broncos. Or two teams thinking postseason clash when the Colts collide with the Chiefs. Or the Oilers must win to stay alive as they battle the Bengals. Game 2 next on NBC.
Back in Dallas, Marv Albert, Sam Weiss, Randy Cross. Randy doing his 9th football game the last 3 days. Direct from San Diego, Chicago yesterday, working with Charlie Jones. Penalty flags are thrown.
False start, number 81. 5 yards. It's still first down.
Ty.J. Armstrong called for the false start. Well, tonight on Dateline, you're holiday shopping and you were just overcharged. Find out how Dateline's hidden cameras caught them in the act again and again and made one of your favorite stores change its ways. An undercover investigation. Watch Dateline tonight right here on NBC. A 1st and 15 at the 26-yard line. 6:42 to go. First half, Patriots 6 and the Cowboys 3. Dallas tries to get Emmitt Smith rolling. So Smith able to get up to the 30-yard line, met by the combination of Willie McGinnis and Ted Johnson. Talking with Barry Switcher Friday after practice, he was telling us that today's game is of such significance to him because with the win, he'd be able to approach next week's finale against the Redskins as a bye. He wants to rest people, and he'd like to sit out some people who are hurt, like Emmitt Smith and Eric Bjornsson, Tony Tolbert. Also, he'd like to play Sherman Williams next week, but needs the win here today. Leaping catch by Irvin, short of the first down, hit by Ty Law.
Ty Law is covering Irving all over the field. They hit that slant for a big 50-yarder last week against Arizona to win the ball game.
And where he puts it is important, Sam. I mean, the guy this big and physical, you don't put it at the numbers, you put it up where he gets his hands on it, just like last week. Aeneas Williams, one of the best cover guys in the league, couldn't bring him down last week, and it resulted in a touchdown.
And even that tackle around the waist, you're right. He's up above everybody else with a catch.
Michael Irvin with his 4th reception of the day, but 2 yards short of a first down. You saw Aikman pull out. Heard the groan from the crowd. Off the swing, Emmitt Smith, though, is able to break tackles. That looked like a busted play. Ty Law on the stop of Smith.
Well, Ray Donaldson gave him that ball, I think, a little bit. Either he gave him the ball early or only 9 guys didn't have the snap count.
I think it was the former. Sometimes that center will pull it up. You see the quarterback's hands weren't ready.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman wasn't ready. He made something happen, though. Now, this is why Emmitt Smith is such a great runner. Watch right here. Everybody else thinks it's over except him.
But you see the defense? I mean, Mike Jones there, number 96, was coming in kind of almost like half speed, expecting a flag to have been thrown.
Never concede a tackle.
So the first down picked up by the Cowboys. And here's Smith again, this time finding the running room. Willie Clay from free safety to make the tackle.
You know, people make a lot about, where do you run if you're Dallas most of the time? Most of the time, surprisingly, they start at the right side where Eric Williams and Larry Allen are. But the reason Emmitt can break back so well to his left is because Tuinei and Newton back there are great backside run blockers, sealing that backside like that play.
That was a huge pickup on the swing pass to Smith. It was good for 21 yards on the first down. 2nd and 2 now. And now the hole for Smith on the left side. And has a first down inside the 25-yard line. Lawyer Malloy on the tackle. And for the first time today, you have the sense that the Cowboys have something going.
And that big offensive line will wear you down. This is happening earlier in the game than I'm sure the Patriots wanted it to. But this is just a big offensive line giving Emmitt Smith an opening, just cutting behind. And you're talking about the cutback blocks or the backside blocks. how important they are. They're just as important as the point of attack blocks because the runner is going to bend back half the time.
Well, these guys are like full eclipses. I mean, they envelop defensive guys.
Again, Smith running very well. Malloy on the tackle. Emmitt Smith ramming his way. Now 12 carries, 44 yards, picked up another 8.
Hey, that's what Dallas is talking about. And Emmitt's still down, got some pretty good contact at the end of that play. But watch these guys in the white jerseys. Helmet on helmet. Look at big Nate Newton. Not very good technique on Ted Johnson. But people don't get off those big bodies. When they do get off, they're trying to grab Emmitt with an arm. And you could lose an arm trying to grab Emmitt.
And Emmitt shaken up. When we come back, a 2nd and 2 down at the 16, 3:10 left, first half. On the Dallas sideline, they're still checking out Emmitt Smith. Sherman Williams replacing Emmitt, and got the call. Stopped by Todd Collins. Sherman Williams, second-year man from Alabama, second-round draft pick last season. And they are short of a first down.
Yeah, they're working, Sam, on that right shoulder of Emmitt Smith. All 3 of those big plays, he went barreling into the tackler. Watch Lawyer Malloy. He finally gets lower than Emmitt. Right. But watch the right shoulder.
Emmitt Smith attacks the tackler. This is the first time that the tackler got as low as he did, and that resulted in the shoulder.
All right, Aikman now with a 3rd and about 4, going with the 4 wideouts. Off the play fake, in trouble. Can't find anybody and just throws it away. In the area, Billy Davis. But it looked like Aikman wanted to throw it away, and the field goal unit will check in. Chris Bonio will look to tie the game.
Well, Sam, if you're playing the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure you wouldn't mind seeing Troy Aikman running around and not standing back there with his feet planted trying to throw a pass.
That's not their plan, I can tell you that. To the credit of the Patriots right there, they held their coverage a long time. Sometimes you pull off on your coverage and those completions are made.
36-yard attempt, earlier hit from 23, and gunning for his 24th in a row. It is good. So Bonio has tied the game. The NFL record, incidentally, 31 straight by Fuad Reveiz of the Vikings back in 1994. We'll be right back. Two minutes, 6 seconds remaining in this first half. You see Emmitt Smith heading back to the locker room. We're told he suffered a stinger to the right shoulder and will return.
The stinger is it's a nerve. You're pitching the nerve in that shoulder. And as we mentioned, on all those carries prior to the last one where he hit Lawyer Malloy, he was delivering the blow underneath the pads of the tackler. Lawyer Malloy hit him shoulder pad to shoulder pad.
Emmitt Smith got off to a slow start, then came on that last Dallas drive, ending up with the field goal kick by Bonio. Here is the kickoff to the combination of Dave Meggett and Troy Brown. It is Meggett out to the 20 and taken down at the 24-yard line. Only a 16-yard return by Meggett. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half. The game tied at 6.
KFC presents
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Bringing It Home. In Super Bowl 27, the Dallas Cowboys reestablished themselves as America's team by completely dominating the Bills. The Cowboys corralled a Super Bowl record 9 takeaways to help capture their first of 3 Super Bowl titles in the 90s.
And Dallas, your Cowboys are the champion.
Dear Santa.
You have a lot of things on your list?
Perhaps you heard about these Colonel's Crispy Strips from KFC. Mom, where's the North Pole? Juicy, all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared.
How's Santa gonna bring all those things here?
They're good enough to be a meal. So stop at my house first. Everybody else is just serving cookies. Everybody needs a little KFC.
Now get 3 Colonel's Crispy Strips, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, just $2.99.
You know, racing for interstate means my battery has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities, like this mini fridge, track lighting, my foot massager, a window unit. And for those long races, who could forget the espresso maker? Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friends.
Interstate batteries, power fast, built to last.
Hey, Bobby, the burrito's done yet?
What separates the boys from the men? Men register with Selective Service when they turn 18. That's how they stay eligible for student loans, federal jobs, and job training. Hey, it's what a man's got to do.
Well, coming up, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka, Chris Collinsworth. We'll have all the scores and highlights, plus a preview of the Oakland-Denver game, the second half of our twin bill. Cowboys and Patriots tied at 6. New England back to the offense. Screenplay for Curtis Martin. And reaches to the 30-yard line, short of the first down. Casillas, Schwantz combined to make the stop.
Safe throw there. We're in a 2-minute situation, but we're in the early end of it. You want to move the ball, go down and score points, but you don't want to leave any time left for the opponent.
Magic number for New England coming into today is 2. Any combination of 2 Patriot wins or Steelers losses gives them home field for the divisional game to New England. Martin again, and that of course means a first-round bye. If the Cowboys win here today, they clinch the NFC East for the 5th straight season. And as we discussed earlier with the Dallas Cowboys, despite all the problems and that it has been this season, they are still considered a very dangerous team. Their biggest challenge, handling the off-field problem, from Michael Irvin's legal troubles for possession of illegal drugs to his suspension, and then Leon Lett's recent suspension, and that obviously a very damaging blow to Leon Lett personally and to the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, Barry Switzer's taking a lot of heat over that too. I mean, but you know, people say that the team, the players only run the Dallas Cowboys. You know, what is Barry Switzer's job? But you look at Barry's record throughout his career, Barry Switzer wins. A lot of people don't like how he wins, but I think it's his biggest challenge of his coaching career is trying to focus this football team right now and try to kind of, I don't know, lasso in these team leaders and get them all going in the same direction.
Well, he's 12-4, and sitting here with 5 losses this year, but he does win, and he knows how to handle those problems apparently.
Well, Bledsoe's pass draws the flag. It was intended for Glenn. Darren Smith on the coverage. It is an interference call.
This one could go either way. He had both guys jockeying for position. It's going to go against the defense.
Pass interference. Number 59 of the defense. First down.
Sam, you said a game of matchups. And is this a great matchup for New England or what? I mean, this is a smart play by Smith, actually just reaching out and grabbing him, because Glenn's about to go by him in a blur, and Smith's one of the fastest linebackers in the league.
But still no contest to Terry Glenn, and if you know you're going to get beat for a touchdown, commit the foul. That's a good rule to have.
5th penalty on Dallas. Patriots hit with only 1 and a first down at the 47. The deep back pedal by Bledsoe, and he just throws it to the sideline, throws it away.
Great play though by Curtis Martin. Did he save Drew Bledsoe a facial?
Yeah, he won't remember the play, but he did. There's a tremendous contact, a blitz. Curtis Martin stepped up to make the pickup, but let's watch what happens after the contact.
Wait, what do you call this here, Sam?
Curtis is coming from here.
Putting a guy right on your back?
There he is right there. Oh. Fred Strickland got the best of Curtis, but they got the pass off.
A 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line. And Bledsoe coming up short, intended for Glenn, covered by Godfrey. Getting back to the point a moment ago regarding the Cowboys, there has to be much concern, though, by the NFL. This a Cowboy franchise that has had 5 players suspended 6 times altogether over the last 3 years.
Well, I would, if I was the Cowboys, I'd count on an awful lot of time spent with the NFL office and people around my facility as soon as this season's over. I mean, you can't make enough of this situation. Believe me, the league will.
You know, they have people to help their players, too. It's not like they're oblivious to this. In fact, this coming Monday, they have their regularly scheduled meeting with a drug specialist that's going to try to help them with the temptations that all of these players deal with. Remember, these are young guys with money and opportunity.
Timeout has been taken by the Patriots. Sam, you went through this with the Cincinnati Bengals on the eve of the Super Bowl in 1988. Right. Fullback Stanley Wilson battling a drug problem.
You know, that was it was a Super Bowl 23. We had a good week of practice. There was a good week of practice for Stanley Wilson as well. He had his family out there the day before for the walkthrough. Absolutely no warning that he was in trouble. He had a drug problem before. He had tried to beat it, but the drug was too powerful for him. And that's what these guys deal with. You know, there's a difference between an addict, a guy that actually has to have it in his blood all the time, and a user or somebody that's just getting started. Once you get to that point that you're an addict, I don't think you ever tip anybody off. It's coming again.
A minute 2 remaining, first half. Cowboys and Patriots tied at 6. 3rd and 10 for New England at the Dallas 47. And Bledsoe throwing deep. It is intercepted. Roger Hopper with a second pick of the year. The pass intended for Sean Jefferson. Hopper with the interception and a 16-yard return.
Well, remember, Sam, trying to force him to throw that ball in the middle of the field, and I guess the idea is to throw it to the middle of the field when it's your guy that's in the middle of the field, but there was nobody in a New England jersey near this one.
You know, a general rule is anytime you got a safety in the middle of the field, you don't throw the ball deep down the middle. If the ball's in the air too long, he can get to it. Bledsoe either never saw him or thought he could get to the speed receiver, Sean Jefferson.
It is only the 11th interception of the season thrown by Bledsoe. Cowboys from their 31. 45 seconds to go in the half. The swing for Johnston. And Darryl Johnston stopped by Ty Law. That's his second catch of the day. Couldn't get out of bounds. Clock is running.
Here's when an Irvin is his most dangerous. He's looking for somebody to let down.
Cowboys do have 3 timeouts remaining. They have all their timeouts. Look out, and Aikman is taken down. 3rd sack of the day by the Patriots.
Mark Tunney got beat again. Now, this is an obvious passing situation. They're coming up the field, and they're coming in a hurry. And in a 2-minute situation, many times, you go on the same count every time. It gives a little bit of the edge to the pass rush coming from the backside. That time it was Chris Slade who's in there in the nickel.
And Aikman did a good job holding on to that ball. That's a big physical quarterback that can hold that ball, get hit from behind.
So Slade with a 7th sack of the season. The Cowboys just run out the clock at the half here in Dallas. Cowboys and Patriots are tied at 6. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel at our studio in New York.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. Now.
Welcome back to our studios in New York, everyone. Along with Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka, Chris Collinsworth, I'm Greg Gumbel. The scores, as we have them now, the game that you are watching at halftime, New England 6 and Dallas 6. I always give you credit. I asked you earlier if you expected an offensive explosion, and you said, no.
No, I didn't. And, you know, but I think Ray Perkins for the Patriots has done a nice job calling the plays. He loses Sam Gash, so you think they're not going to be able to run the football. But what they've done is everything's been off the passing game. They drop back, throw it, then they drop back, dump off a little screen, drop back the next time, run a little draw play. So everything that comes off of the passing game, and it gets Dallas moving backwards, and it gives them the ability to run the football despite the fact that they don't have their power fullback in there.
And, Mike, I know you said early on that if the Patriots lose this game, you pointed to a couple of stalls in the red zone, which resulted in field goals.
Well, there really is, and they haven't capitalized on the opportunities they've had. It's squandered opportunities. But the problem in the game right now really is Bledsoe is more of the problem than he is the help. They're running the ball good. Their defense is playing outstanding football, pressuring the quarterback, good coverage, stopping the running game. They're doing all the things Bill Parcells would like to have happen, except the quarterback is trying to do too much by himself right now.
Joe?
I think we thought the mismatch was going to be Aikman having a big day. And really, he's well under 100 yards, somewhere around 77 yards. And the big thing, like Mike said, hey, he's getting pressured, 2 sacks. I mean, I thought that's where the mismatch would come. You got to give the Pats a call on defense.
All right, Troy Aikman is having his share of bumps and grinds in the backfield, but right now it's a field goal contest and a 6-6 tie, Dallas and New England. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers are now trailing the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 22-0. Steve Young having a pretty good day. In fact, this San Francisco team has come out fired up.
Yeah, they really were. And we talked about in the pregame show about the embarrassment of a week ago against Carolina. Not only the fact that they lost that game, but they got humiliated with the way that they played themselves. They came right out, got a break early in this game, a fumbled punt return by Pittsburgh, just seemed to set the ball in motion for them.
And Jerome Bettis with the ailing ankle, just 5 carries, 8 yards so far, Joe.
Well, this isn't their kind of game right here, being behind. And I think really very similar to Kansas City, Pittsburgh has a problem at quarterback production, particularly if they get behind. They like to run the ball, play defense. Now they're behind. Tom Zach right now has something like 50 yards passing. I mean, it's tough for them to come back, I think, with Tom Zach playing quarterback for them.
All right, Joe. In Carolina, the Panthers, riding a 5-game winning streak, are tied with Baltimore at 10-10. Kevin Green, excuse me, leading a group of 7 Panthers headed to the Pro Bowl. Vinny Testaverde's first pass of the day picked off by Chad Cota, who returns it 20 yards to the Baltimore 30. It led to a John Casey field goal and a 3-0 Panther lead. Or 3-0 Panther lead, Baltimore lead. It was Testaverde scrambling to his right later on and lofting one up for Michael Jackson, who makes it a juggling catch. Testaverde's 30th touchdown of the season. 7-3 Baltimore in the second. Anthony Johnson caps a 66-yard drive with a 2-yard touchdown run, his 6th of the season. He is over 1,000 yards for the year, and at the moment, that game is tied at 10 apiece. Mike.
You make the point Anthony Johnson goes over 1,000 yards, and you wonder what coaching or system has to do with a football player. Here's a guy that wasn't good enough to make the New York Jets. A year ago, he goes over 1,000 yards with an expansion team, Carolina Panthers. Must be something to the guy. All right,
Mike, in Detroit, the Lions, losers of 7 of 8, are looking to make it 8 out of 9. They trail the Green Bay Packers 10-0. Brett Favre having a good day throwing a football. In Minnesota, the Vikings, winners of 3 of their last 4, are tied with Tampa Bay at 7 apiece at halftime. In the Meadowlands, the New York Giants hosting and trailing the New Orleans Saints, 7-0 the score there. And in Atlanta, the St. Louis Rams with a 24-10 lead on the Atlanta Falcons. When we come back, we'll preview the second half of our doubleheader, Oakland at Denver. First, a word from the NFL and these messages from your local station.
Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. Now.
Welcome back, everyone. The game that most of you will see is the second half of our doubleheader today is Oakland at Denver. The Broncos have sewn up home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, but they come off a 41-6 loss at Green Bay, albeit without John Elway. The Raiders are 7-7. They still cling to playoff hopes. With a report, we go to Mile High Stadium. Dick Enberg, Paul McGuire, and Phil Simms.
And, Greg, a chance today again to witness one of the greats in NFL history, John Elway. We saw without Elway what the Broncos were like at Green Bay a week ago. They have not won in the 90s without Elway, who in the first game at Oakland delivered this 49-yard touchdown pass to Rod Smith to seal a 22-21 win, and Elway rushed for 70 yards as well. In his 14th year, he moves up in the all-time rankings. Passing yards, attempts, completions, only 2 men in history have been better than Elway. And more importantly, Elway answers the call. He has missed only 10 games in his 14-year career. And furthermore, a statistic that will underline his greatness as an NFL quarterback. Today, a victory against Oakland, and no one in history has started at quarterback and won more games for his team. Those are pretty nice credentials.
No, those are great credentials, and John Elway, I think, is the greatest quarterback physically to ever play in the National Football League. The way he can move around and throw the football with power and accuracy. And a couple weeks ago, this play right here illustrates everything that he's been about his whole career, getting out of trouble and then throwing a rocket shot to the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And when you watch him in person, being an ex-quarterback, you watch him and you just say, wow, this guy is really something.
Yeah, whether you're a broadcaster or a fan or a fellow player, you like to watch number 7. But there's a youngster on the other side of the line of scrimmage that's drawing some attention as well.
Yeah, it's a really amazing 5'9" Napoleon Kaufman. You talk to the Denver Broncos defense about this team, and you would think, well, hey, they got all these guys on the outside. They've got a track team catching the ball. But the one guy that they're worried about is this guy, number 26, Napoleon Kaufman. Leads the National Football League with over 6 yards a carry. Only carries the ball like 15 times a game. But with that 15 times a game, he is murder.
Well, Elway aside, these are the 2 top rushing teams in the entire National Football League. The Broncos trying to get back on that winning path. The Raiders looking for a playoff spot. Greg?
All right, Dick, guys, thanks very much. Now, it seems we spend a good portion of every season saying, what's wrong with the Oakland Raiders? So what's wrong with the Oakland Raiders?
I think that Mike White's trying to keep too many people happy, and these guys know more about this than I do, but he's trying to keep Jeff Hostetler and Tim Brown with the passing game. He started Harvey Williams at the running back position last week, keeps playing Ricky Dudley despite the fact that he can't catch a ball at the tight end position. And, Mike, I think there comes a point in time where you have to say, we run the football with Napoleon Kaufman. That's the best thing that we do, and you got to stay with it.
Chris, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the worst thing a coach can do is start trying to please the players too much. I mean, you got to set down a philosophy of what your philosophy is as an organization, as a team. Are you going to run the ball? Are you going to pass the ball? Are you a defensive team? You must get that down, and then you must adhere to it. You can't bounce around because things don't go exactly the way you want them to run. Run the ball, be consistent running the ball, and everything else will work out.
And, Joe, you add to the whole mix the fact that these teams just don't like each other very much.
What happens in these divisional rivalries when you're playing somebody twice a year? Things start to add up. We know that Oakland in the past has said about Denver, we think we got their number. Last year, Denver jumps back in their face, knocks them out of the playoffs at the end of the year, and then throw into that mix their coach, Shanahan, was at Oakland. He comes back. You can tell why these coaches, they say they're uptight. Hey, this would help ruin his season, getting beat at home by the Oakland Raiders. He doesn't like them.
All right, Joe, most of you will see Oakland at Denver. Some will get Indianapolis at Kansas City. Others will see Cincinnati at Houston. And our NFL and NBC halftime activities continue.
I believe education is the most important development in a person's life. With a solid education, anything is possible. I'm Carnell Lake, defensive back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Through agencies like the Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, and the Urban League, United Way ensures that people get help when they need it most. The United Way and the NFL, together we can build better communities for all of us. NFL and United Way, reaching those who need help, touching us all.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry.
Why is it that you could never starve at the beach? For you can always eat the sand which is there. Why do you taunt me so? Because you are so beautiful.
It's the scent that's sweeping the nation. Men Behaving Badly. Now available Wednesdays on NBC.
It has the most powerful gas and diesel engines of any full-size pickup. It has the most available payload and towing. It has the roomiest cab of all, and better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. It's the truck that wrote a whole new rule book, now available in a leather-bound edition. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Art Norman, first thing in the morning on NBC 5 News.
We welcome you back to Texas Stadium. Marv Albert, Sam Weiss, Randy Cross. Patriots and Cowboys tied at 6. First half, Emmitt Smith started slowly, then came on, but really took some pretty good shots. As a result, was forced to leave early.
Absolutely, Marv. And you look at the 3-play sequence that he really was involved in. He started to emerge. You know, there's one. He's delivering the blow. The second one, another great job by the offensive line. He delivers the blow to Lawyer Malloy. Now the third one, Lawyer Malloy puts one right on that right shoulder, Sam.
Yeah, and they're running the ball well just that way, but without him, can they do it with Sherman Williams doing the running? This will be the big question. And also, without him in there, the protection is a little bit different too when Troy tries to throw.
Well, Emmitt's one of the best blitz pickup backs in the league. That's where they'll miss him on the pass game.
And we're ready for the Dallas kickoff. Chris Boniol will kick away to Dave Meggett and Troy Brown. It has been a duel of field goals to this point. The biggest play, a 70-yard kick return by Herschel Walker. Meggett across the 20. Oh, he's taken down. He accelerated to the 30-yard line, and he was ripped down by Darren Woodson. A 17-yard return. A look at the Coors Light halftime statistics.
Well, you make a great point about a field goal duel, Marv. I mean, here's a game with the #1 defense in the NFL in Dallas, and a defense for New England people had some worries about and questions about. Dallas 100 yards, Sam, in the first half. I mean, that's some defense.
Well, that's defense. Look here. It's 144 to 100. You double that, and you're way below their average, both sides average. 16-plus minutes right here may be the difference right here. In a close game, it comes down to turnovers, field position, which is a function sometimes of special teams, but how long you can keep the other guy from coming out of his doldrums.
And on the kick return, John Burke, backup tight end, who sat out last week with an ankle injury. 4th round draft pick 3 years ago out of Virginia Tech. Shake it up. In the first half, Drew Bledsoe, 9 of 19, 83 yards, was intercepted once. And Troy Aikman, 8 of 12 for 83 yards. So neither quarterback able to get much going in the first half.
And also an interception for Troy Aikman, and they're making Aikman leave the pocket defensively, and they've sacked him. That's something Troy is not used to seeing, especially here at Texas Stadium.
In fact, they sacked him 3 times. Sab, McGinnis, and Slade each coming up with sacks. There's Burke. Saw shaking his head as he headed to the Patriots sideline. And New England starts out at the 30-yard line. Curtis Martin with the big hole has a first down. A 19-yard run by Martin. George Teague made the stop.
And they come out looking like a spread out 4 wide receiver look. Everybody's spread out. Of course, Coates is one man spread out. Keith Byers is another, but there's not much left inside. And the run coming right up the middle. George Teague is the last one left to make the tackle.
And remember, Dallas is fast. Don't go outside. Go in the gut.
Bledsoe to the sideline. Sean Jefferson on the reception. That is his first, covered by Darren Smith and Deion Sanders.
You know, talking to the Patriots last night, Drew Bledsoe made the point. In fact, a lot of the guys brought up the point they weren't going to be intimidated. I kind of questioned myself, why are you bringing this up? We didn't bring it up. But they're not. These guys are taking it to them. Now, they haven't gone deep. They haven't challenged them down the field, but they're making the shorter stuff work.
Well, the Patriots want to show that they can win the so-called statement games, particularly after the loss to the Broncos. Martin this time is smothered, combination of Tolbert and Hennings. New England has had 2 challenge-type games, and they lost both to the Washington Redskins and the Denver Broncos. On the other hand, Dallas able to rescue its season by coming up big after the slow start as they beat Miami. They won in San Francisco in overtime. They beat Green Bay, and they beat Washington to turn it around.
And the Patriots have gotten speed bumps. Both times they had a challenge game by the Skins and the Broncos.
3rd and 3. That pass deflected. Intended for Glenn.
That's all set up by the Bledsoe. I mean, they are coming after Bledsoe. They're blitzing a lot on the Dallas side. We've seen New England blitz a lot, and that's also set up by the fact that they're saying, okay, you want to try to go down the field? We're not going to give you the time to go down the field. We're bringing the blitz.
They brought 2 blitzers from the same side of the ball. They both came to the offensive left side. That left 1 short for the blockers.
And this is Kelvin Martin, 10th year in the NFL out of Boston College. Awaiting the punt from Tom Tupa. Looking to angle it. And Martin stepped away. It is down inside the 15-yard line. 37-yard punt. The Cowboys back to the offense.
Tonight, 20 million Americans will go to bed hungry. But what if you could help more? What if you could do more? Imagine.
Imagine no possession. If every time you bought something with your American Express card or made a purchase through an American Express financial advisor, you helped feed someone who's hungry. With the Charge Against Hunger, we can all do more.
It takes 43 face muscles to make a frown. But if you drive a Lumina LS, you won't have to worry about using any of them. Because Lumina LS can go 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. No 6-passenger car in its class can offer you as many standard safety features for the price. And best of all, you can afford it. The cars more Americans trust.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. By Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service. And by American Express. Help support the American Express Charge Against Hunger program.
Well, Emmitt Smith back on the field for this opening third quarter series for the Dallas Cowboys. Took the stinger to the right shoulder, was forced out. Aikman a throw on first down, and he has Irvin. Michael Irvin, covered by Ty Law. 5th catch for Irvin, and a Dallas first down.
Michael Irvin actually went past that 12 to 14-yard range. Right in here is where most defensive backs see the pattern start to break, either the inside or the outside. He goes about 16 to 18 yards deep. Breaks to the outside. Ty Law wasn't ready to move on.
Ty Law also fell down. Remember, you know, the sleet and the wet conditions, and it's cold. So, John Dockery talked about the shoes and the cleats. We've seen a little bit of it there.
Yes, and the sleet is falling once again. Emmitt Smith with a short pickup met by the middle linebacker Ted Johnson. And there it is, right through the opening in the roof.
All the money down here, you think they'd have finished it.
Oh, you sound like a player now, boy. The only people getting sleeted on right here are the players. The fans are covered up.
I detect some bad feelings from those days with the 49ers and coming here to Dallas.
Nothing but bad experiences for me when I was playing here at Texas Stadium.
2nd down and 10 from the 29. And Aikman's pass was slightly off the mark, intended for the tight end Eric Bjornsson, but a flag is down. Sab on the coverage of Bjornsson, who's playing with those 2 injured ankles, and the call against New England.
Bjornsson may have pushed
Holding.
off.
Number 95 to the defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
The automatic first down moves the ball out to the 34-yard.
Well, there's Sab working right there on Bjornsson.
Oh, he's got him too.
Got a hold of him.
That would be more than just a push off.
And to this point, it has been a blank for both tight ends. Bjornsson has not caught a pass. Either has Coates. Jay Novacek, a key guy missing right throughout this Dallas attack. Darrell Johnston with the catch. That's his 3rd, taken down by Otis Smith, but short of the first down.
Well, Otis does not get the better part of this one, and look at what happens here. Darrell Johnston's concentrating on the ball. He's concentrating on the catch. Smith on the tackle. I got him. I guess I got him. I think he got me.
Well, it's 242 pounds of I didn't see you coming, I'll tell you that.
Otis Smith has worked his way into the starting lineup in front of Ricky Reynolds, bothered by an ankle problem. Here's Smith, a couple of yards short of the first down. Again, Ted Johnson makes the stop.
Okay, now, Randy, here's what they were doing in the first half. Running between the tackles with Emmitt Smith, just using those big offensive linemen, creating just enough of a crease to get him through the line. Without him, we wouldn't see it, but he's back there. I've noticed one thing, though, in the earlier run. He doesn't lower his shoulders quite like he did. He's just probably painting a little bit from that shoulder.
3rd and about a yard. Smith has the first down.
See, he was a little bit more upright that time. Earlier in the game, he was lowering his shoulders and exploding into the tacklers.
Well, if you remember back a couple years ago, this guy had a bad shoulder, had to play in the last game of the year against the Giants in Giants Stadium. People said, oh, he can't play hard against them. He could barely carry the ball in his hand without being hit on it. This is a tough tough running back. And what he does smart when those shoulders are hurting, watch him at the end of the runs. He keeps both hands on the ball.
And Deion Sanders has split out for the first time. Split to the right side. And Aikman looking in that direction. We were told that Deion would not be in the game plan offensively because of the bad back. Might see some action in several plays. Well, this the first time he's been on the offensive side of the ball.
Notice that Otis Smith is sitting way outside of him, looking back inside. Deion said he might go out there just to loosen up, that if he's on that sideline too long, to keep that back loose, just to run off and run down the field. But he was the primary receiver.
Hey, but you have a bad back and you want to run a drive-off pattern like that and you slip like that, that's got to hurt your back.
And you saw got off to the good start as a receiver, but very quiet in recent weeks. 2nd down and 10 for Dallas. And again, Aikman comes up incomplete, intended for Bjornsson, who was covered by Sapp. Let's check in with John Dockery downstairs. John?
Thank you, Marv. A couple of things. I talked to Bill Parcells after the half, during the half, and he said expects a lot more from special teams. He's very disappointed the way they played, especially the Herschel Walker run back. I talked to Barry Switzer. He said offense, same problem all season long. No consistency, especially in the red zone.
All right, thank you, John. 6-6 game with 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 9th play of the drive for the Cowboys. And Aikman with the sideline pattern. Kevin Williams has the first down and more. Covered by Otis Smith. It's a 14-yard advance.
And we're going to see more and more blitzing, trying to force them to throw quick. But they showed the blitz and didn't come, allowing a deep down the field pattern to develop like this. You know, when the corners know the blitz is on, they can cover tighter because there's not going to be that much time that they have to cover. The ball's got to go. But in this case, there was plenty of time for that pattern to develop.
And you're blitzing Troy Aikman, and he's able to stand back there, plant his feet, and make his throw.
First down at the New England 36-yard line in a hole for Emmitt Smith. Was very tough to bring down. Law and Clay finally did the job.
You know, that completion just a moment ago, just prior to that, saw on the sideline that Bill Parcells was very upset, listening over the headset with what was being said, as if he heard a coverage call that he didn't want at that time. And then, of course, they make the big play.
And on that last big run, Sam, we talked about it already, that the cutback block, a great job by Mark Tuinei again. Watch Dallas. They're going to blast it inside, and the big blocks are backside.
Another Dallas first down at the New England 26. 11th play of this drive. Smith, and this time cut down from behind by Ted Johnson. Got him behind the line of scrimmage. Ted Johnson, a second-year man out of Colorado. 2nd-round pick a year ago. Leads the Patriots in tackles.
Hey, Ted Johnson again, remember? Watch the tapes, see the formation. Run through. And when you run through, there's nobody to pick you up like that. They're allowing for you on the outside, not on the inside of a play.
We thought they were going to blitz a lot more in this half. That is the equivalent of a run blitz. When you see it, you're coming up on their side of the ball.
2nd and 10. Aikman with a bullet intended for Smith, who was pulled down by Johnson, and the crowd looking for an interference call.
Well, you know, actually our umpire double clutched. He double clutched on the flag right there. You know, Scott Dawson's our umpire, and he looked like he wanted to go to the pocket. Watch the umpire, middle of the screen. You'll see Emmitt circle out, get matched up on Johnson. Contact, contact. Almost went for the flag. That's good defense.
I thought for a long time, Randy, that umpire ought to be on the offensive side of the ball. Offenses use him all the time as a pick man. He's in the way a lot of the time, and he can't make those calls because he's dodging players much of the time.
And Troy Aikman did not like what he saw and opts to call for time with 8:13 remaining in the 3rd.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness.
This is the NFL on NBC.
There's the key right now, guys. I mean, Willie McGinnis and this defense in this situation, 3rd and 10 on the 26-yard line. You're talking blitz and everything for pressure, but they've gotten most of the pressure without the blitz.
Willie McGinnis coming up with a sack in the first half, 1 of 3 on Troy Aikman. It is a 3rd and 10 at the 26 for the Cowboys. Patriots and Cowboys tied at 6. It's Emmitt Smith. Smith right to the marker, stopped by Jerome Henderson. And short of the first down. So 4th and about a yard coming up.
The Patriots had a 3-man line, 3 defensive linemen. They hit it right up the middle, hoping to make enough yardage. But this marks now the 3rd time that the Cowboys have had to go for the field goal down in here. They came into this game almost even up when they got into the red zone, field goals and touchdowns, and now they're going for another one.
And a 35-yard attempt by Chris Bonio, who hit his first 2, looking for the lead. He is 3 for 3, and the Cowboys have a 9-6 advantage on the Patriots.
This is for my grandfather, who always said I'd make the family proud. For my mom, who never let me out the door without my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better. Play 3 Alpha. Spotty. For myself. For my future.
Come on, honey, let's open the presents.
Why are we doing this so early?
Early? It's Tyler's first real holiday. Here, this one's from Daddy. Look, Tyler, it's a Sharp organizer. It's got a PC link and expense function, and I got it at a great price from Staples.
You got him an electronic organizer.
See, he loves it.
For Sharp organizers and 7,000 other great gifts at a guaranteed low price, it's Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
I heard about this car that's supposed to be safe for you and your kids, but it's so expensive you probably couldn't afford to have kids and that car at the same time. How about a Chevrolet Cavalier? It comes with a safety cage, dual airbags, even standard anti-lock brakes. So for around $12,000, you really can get everything you want in a safe car, including kids. Who decided that only people who can afford expensive cars should be safe? Get the car that's easy to own, a Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust.
Earlier today on the NFL on NBC.
We're all here for one reason, and that's to win a world championship.
But it's been an up-and-down season.
Consistency's been as hard to come by as a Tickle Me Elmo doll for the Cowboys.
Tickle Me Elmo doll.
Yeah, you can't get those.
Yeah, we have the Tickle Me Ditka doll here in the studio.
The NFL on NBC next Sunday, noon Eastern.
Back in Dallas, Marv Albert, Sam Weish, and our new best friend, Randy Cross. A 9-6 lead for the Cowboys over the Patriots, 7:26 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Bonio with the kickoff. Megan and Brown are back. And again, it is Megan. Across the 20. And taken down as he hits the 27-yard line. Wendell Davis made the stop. To get the idea that Emmitt Smith very unhappy about not going for that 4th and 1 following this play.
Well, this is on 3rd and 10. They lined up Willie McGinnis on the nose. They run a little draw. It's 4th and 1. Let's take a little informal poll on the sideline, Sam. What do you think Emmitt thinks?
Let's watch. Listen right here. I think he said go for it.
He said go for it. Go for, that's 1 for go for it, and 1 for Barry Switzer said no, go for it.
Well, at least the end of the sentence was go for it. We know that.
And a penalty marker was thrown. Against New England on the kick return, so the ball is placed inside the 10-yard line. And this capacity crowd urging on the Dallas defensive unit. Curtis Martin with a very short pickup. Fred Strickland, Roderick Thomas combined to make the stop.
They're spreading him out a lot. The blitz is happening, trying to show the blitz.
Well, San Francisco in front of Pittsburgh 22-0 in the 3rd quarter, and that is very good news for the Patriots, who coming into today had a magic number of 2. Any combination of 2 Patriot wins or Steeler losses would give the home field for the divisional game to New England, which would mean a first-round bye. But the Patriots are trailing by 3. Bledsoe's pass picked off on the deflection. Darren Woodson inside the 5. Of Ben Coates and intercepted by Woodson, his 4th interception of the season.
Yeah, Sam, we talked about they haven't gone to Coates much. Watch here, it's a little high to Coates, just right through the fingertips. That's the ball that should have been caught.
Well, that's the 3rd time they've gone to him off his fingertips, twice in the end zone in the first half.
2nd time Bledsoe has been picked off, 12 on the season. The Cowboys 1st and goal. Down at the 4. Irvin is split wide to the right. Emmitt Smith.
Randy, right now is when you find out if they really believe they're not going to be intimidated. This is what you call adversity during the ball game right here. And on the road, having to handle it.
And this is exactly why. You know, you're in this situation with your defense. Your all-pro tight end should have had that one. Woodson gets this interception, and, you know, absolutely right here. You know, we had questions about the defense. They've played well so far for New England. Talk about a challenge.
2nd and goal at the 3. Smith could not pick his way, and he's hit back for a loss.
This one could work as well for New England if they hold him here on 3rd down as anything, because this defense has gone out there and made a statement.
Yeah, watch what happens here too, Sam. We've been talking about the cutback, and there's a big gap on the backside, the left side of the New England defense. There's nowhere to go. Everybody onside stuffs it. There's nowhere to cut back.
Bill Parcells likes that. I can tell you from the sideline, when you watch that unfold, as long as that runner's still standing up, you're not sure. But when he's polished off like that, big time.
3rd and goal at the 6. 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Aikman throwing. So the New England Patriots delighted to hold off the Dallas Cowboys, which means another field goal attempt for Chris Boniol.
Oh, that's a win for Bill Parcells' team. He might give up a field goal, but he knows right there that is huge.
You know, coming off the fact that Dallas didn't try for the 1st down a moment ago, went for the field goal, and now, after the interception, couldn't get in the end zone again.
This is a 24-yard attempt, and the flags come flying.
The motion on Chad Henning lined up at that left tight end.
Start, number 95, 5 yards. It's still 4th down.
Well, what a difference too, Sam, when you're game planning and you're calling plays from the offensive standpoint. The difference between, you know, if they kick this going down 12-6 instead of being down 16-6.
And now a 29-yard attempt. Boniol has the stats of an hourglass model. He's hit from 36, 23, and 35.
I don't understand that.
Whoa. So a 29-yard field goal by Boniol. And it's Dallas 12, New England 6.
Like a rock, standing arrow straight, like a rock, charging from the gate, like a rock.
Last year, more than 6 million people got into a Chevy truck. This year, it'll be even easier. Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Christmas in crisis. Sadness. News of Santa Claus' broken leg leaves Christmas in jeopardy.
Hva med julaften nå da?
But the real victims here are the children.
Gi meg en dag. Nissefar, jeg ringte IBM. Vi har fått Lotus Domino. Designere, fabrikanter, distributører. Alle over internett. Og akkurat tidsnok til julaften.
Imagine
If every time you bought something with your American Express card or made a purchase through an American Express financial advisor, you helped feed someone who's hungry. With the charge against hunger, we can all do more.
Dateline Sunday. It's the holiday rush, and you were just overcharged. Are your favorite stores doing this on purpose? An undercover investigation. Dateline Sunday.
Arnold Palmer, Kevin Costner, Clint Eastwood, Sean Connery, and more. All at the Lexus Challenge, hosted by Raymond Floyd. Next weekend on NBC.
Well, 4 field goals by Chris Boniol. 26 straight for Boniol. And the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead on the Patriots. Haggett on the kick return. Reaching out close to the 30-yard line. Went for 18 on the play. Wendell Davis again involved on that stop.
18-yard kickoff return, 1st and 10, New England from the...
We saw Emmitt Smith a moment ago, a little upset, not going for it on 4th down. This time it's Michael Irving on the sideline, showing a lot of emotion and leadership at the same time. Now, this is part of it, is you've got to have guys on that sideline that want to win bad enough to go over and talk to somebody about it.
How about the other side of the field? I mean, they've got to be jumping up and down, high-fiving on the defensive side after holding Dallas there.
Patriots start from their 29-yard line. Bledsoe is 10 of 22, 89 yards, but intercepted twice. Now Bledsoe on a timing pattern intended for Sean Jefferson, covered by the left corner, Kevin Smith.
We expected to see more of that. Taking the ball down the field, challenging their wide receiver, the defensive backs with the speed of the wide receivers of the Patriots. And you can see Bill Parcells thought that one would work.
Well, you know, and his receivers have more legs than Bledsoe's got arms, so it's not an issue of how far Bledsoe can throw this thing, but with that kind of coverage, you're better off going inside, trying to find Coates.
Jefferson with the speed had a couple of drops last week in the end zone against the Jets. His first 2 this season are draw play. Curtis Martin out to the 35-yard line, so they're 4 yards short of the 1st down. Darren Woodson on the stop. Right here, let's check in with John Dockery. John?
Marv, interesting point. If you look at Ben Coates coming off the field now, you see he's not wearing gloves. When that ball went off his fingertips, it was intercepted by the Cowboys. He was wearing gloves, and it was the moisture on the gloves that didn't allow him to get a grip on the ball. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thanks, John. That Coates does not have a catch to this point. 3rd down and 4. And it's Terry Glenn, bumped out by Roger Hopper, and picked up the 1st down for Glenn, the sensational rookie out of Ohio State. That's his 3rd catch of the day.
They are blitzing almost every play, Sam, and it's good protection by that whole unit on offense.
Well, the blitz is forcing the ball to be thrown quick. They're not getting to the quarterback a lot for the sack, but they're forcing him to get rid of the ball quick. The Patriots have game planned well, adjusted well. They're throwing the ball quick.
1st and 10 at the 43. Martin. And Curtis Martin run out into the midfield by Darren Woodson.
Chased out of bounds by Darren Woodson.
3:38 remaining in this 3rd quarter, and the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead. They've had to settle for the field goal, having their difficulties in the red zone this afternoon.
That just tells me that New England defense has done one heck of a job. I mean, look at this. Coming into the game, we talked about it, where they have been and where they are. And where they are is 0 for 4 in the red zone.
2nd down and 4. Martin short of the 1st down. Stopped by Tony Casillas, Roderick Thomas. The New England Patriots, with a record of 10-4, they have won 7 of their last 8. 10 of the last 12. They won 4 straight on the road. They've turned it since the thumping by Denver. They were blown out by the Broncos 34-8. Followed that up by wins over the Colts. A 45-7 clobbering of San Diego, and the victory last week over the Jets. 3rd and a yard. Bledsoe going incomplete. Coates was in the area and not close.
And again, the blitz. They threatened it. He knew it was coming. As he dropped back, protection finally gave way, and he had to throw it away.
You know, both these quarterbacks are pocket guys, and pocket guys don't like to be moved out like that. And, you know, remember in the Denver game, Bill Parcells went for it against Denver. Critical situation about midfield. Looks like he's doing it again.
Well, on 4th down, he has gone for it 28 times, easily the most in the NFL. It is a 4th and 1 at the 48, and a timeout called by the Patriots. 2:29 left in the 3rd. The Cowboys have a 6-point lead.
FedEx uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Cost about $8.
UPS uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Cost about $6.
The U.S. Postal Service uses over 15,000 airplanes to handle your priority mail 2 to 3-day package. Cost $3.
So, 8, 6, 3, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service. Skill Power Tools make such quick work of all your projects. You'll find time to get out there and work on all kinds of things. Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do. Good morning. This is your wake-up call. And this is the new Norelco Reflex Action Razor. A great shave with less irritation than blades.
If a drug dealer has taken over your block, just remember these things. He hates light. He's terrified of clean areas. New paint makes him nervous. He doesn't like lots of people around because it's bad for business. And he absolutely can't stand the sight of flowers. You can make your block unsafe for drug dealers.
What separates the boys from the men? Men register with Selective Service when they turn 18. That's how they stay eligible for student loans, federal jobs, and job training. Hey, it's what a man's got to do.
Part of the reason they can do this, Bill Parcells knows his defense is playing well enough to stop him if it doesn't work.
But remember, Sam Gastam, that great lead blocking fullback, you don't have him.
Out for the season, replaced by Keith Byers. It's a 4th down and 1. And Bledsoe's pass dropped. Coach could not hang on. Well covered by the free safety, George Teague.
Pressure on the passer, and they probably knew what Randy just said. They're going to throw the ball, not run it, because they don't have that good lead blocker. Bill Parcells knows that that was a gamble. There's no question. There's no recovery down when you try one like this. George Teague makes a good play right there. Almost had that one more step. Touchdown down the sideline.
Yes, Teague got a piece of it.
Well, two things really told him when Bill Parcells' offense came out. One, without Gash, who's injured, and two, in that formation. It's 4th and 1, and you're a little spread out. That doesn't tell anybody with a single back that you're going to run it up the middle.
All right, Dallas taking over on down. Sherman Williams in the backfield. And Aikman completes to Irvin. 21-yard pass play. Michael Irvin with his 6th catch of the day.
The Patriots did not come with a blitz that time. They stayed in their normal coverage. You see the linebackers are in coverage straight down the field, but nobody underneath the throw. The person that takes away that throw is the linebacker.
You know, also what that does too, you know, Sam, is when you drive and drive and drive, that cornerback can tend to start sitting. And if you start sitting, you're asking for a post inside.
Cowboys 1st down at the Patriot 32-yard line. And Aikman, Irvin not able to hold on.
I believe that was a post inside there.
Yes, so Swami.
All right, Randy, you describe it. You called it.
Well, I had the playlist right here in front of me, but, you know, you got a receiver like Irvin, you have to respect what he's been doing. Look at that, inside, outside, bap, get inside of Ty Law. The ball's there, but a nice defensive effort by Ty Law. And Aikman knew he had it, but Ty Law took it away.
2nd and 10. Sherman Williams playing for Emmitt Smith. He and Darrell Johnston are the running backs. And this is Williams. Broke a tackle, broke another. And here's it from the crowd. Ted Johnson finally wrote him out.
Emmitt Smith down inside the 25-yard line.
So Troy Aikman has passed by Roger Staubach. That's a new Cowboy franchise record. 22,709 passing yards. This is 8th season out of UCLA. Troy Aikman, one of the most accurate passers in the history of the NFL. A 3rd down and 2. Herschel Walker peeling off to the right. And the pass caught by Irvin. What a day for Michael Irvin. Tackled by Ty Law, but he's picked up the 1st down.
And we won't know until we look at the film on Monday who he was throwing to, because there were 2 receivers in the area. Michael Irvin, though, comes up with a big play on that one, breaking away from Ty Law. Ty Law has been locked on him all day long, pushes off a little bit there. Actually, Ty Law is still all over, and that's just great execution.
That's all will. He's a will player. He wants to do it. He wants the ball. He's done this all year.
1st down at the 16. Williams with the big hole gets inside the 10. Tackled by Malloy.
Sherman Williams is actually quicker and faster than Emmitt, but not the same bulk.
And the best way to make up for that change at running back with Emmitt Smith not in the ball game is that offensive line takes control. And boy, on that play, they took control of the line of scrimmage. And you make a big enough hole, that quickness will run to your effect.
This 3rd quarter winding down. When we start the 4th, Dallas on the move. 2nd and 2 down at the 8-yard line. It's the Cowboys 12, the Patriots 6. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Tonight. So good, I scare myself. Paul Hogan, Cuba Gooding Jr. are putting the Wild in the West. Lightning Jack, NBC Tonight.
It all began with a scream over 911.
In a town ruled by fear.
No!
You have to know the rules to survive. Don't answer the phone. Don't open the door. Don't try to hide.
Who are you?
The question is, where am I?
Scream, the new thriller from Wes Craven. Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Tempted by the fruit of another. Tempted, but the truth is discovered. What's been going on? And now that you have gone, there's no other. Tempted by the fruit of another. Tempted, but the truth is discovered.
Your Ford dealer offers more safety features that my team could use, like dual airbags for greater impact protection, anti-lock brakes for sudden stops, and side door intrusion beams in case you don't see the other guy coming.
Windstar received the government's 5-star safety rating and the Insurance Institute's highest crash protection rating. Now get $1,000 cash back.
I'm sure safety means as much to your team as it does to mine. See your favorite Ford dealer today, where there's more to afford.
Sports with John Kelly, tonight at 10 on NBC5 News.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Well, you see the stat line inside the 20 for the Dallas Cowboys, 43%. That's so-so, middle of the pack. 2nd down and 2 at the 8-yard line as this 4th quarter gets underway. Williams, well, they put the head down, try to ram through. We'll have to see where they mark it. It looks like he's short of the 1st down.
He's going to be a foot or two short. He was trying to sort of do an Emmitt and stretch it and then blast into a hole he saw. And the hole was there when he was 5 yards away, but it wasn't there by the time he got to it.
Patriots blitzing, very aggressive on defense again. Willie Clay was coming hard, but he was coming from the wrong side.
Pad levels and penetration here. How often do you mention that to your offensive and defensive players in the red zone and short yardage, Sam.
Apparently not enough.
All right, 3rd and short. Aikman with the time. And it is intercepted in the end zone. Ty Law comes up with his 2nd interception of the game. The pass intended for Johnny Mitchell, the first time that Aikman has looked in the direction of Johnny Mitchell, who is a recent acquisition. One time, New York Jet had a shot with Miami. That was intended for Mitchell. What a play by Ty Law. So the Patriots will get it back at the 20.
Proud winner of the 1996 IndyCar Manufacturers Championship. By Black & Decker. Black & Decker is how things get done. And by Snickers. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
Welcome back to Texas Stadium. Opening minute of the 4th quarter, the Cowboys with a 12-6 lead on the Patriots. And Bledsoe able to complete to Glenn, covered by Woodson. This a moment ago, Ty Law with his 2nd interception of the game.
Ty Law is just sloughing off of his coverage back as his own coverage, sloughs back underneath it.
Just not worried about the tight end. I mean, they're able to slough back because it's no Novacek. They're not worried about the tight end as a receiver, and that's 5 trips now in the red zone, 4 field goals. Who's that? Look at Bill. He says, I knew it all the time when I went for it on 4th down. You could do it, guys.
Right, perfect setup to get the ball back at the 20-yard line. And a diving catch is made. Terry Glenn with the catch, but well, apparently he was in bounds. They spotted at the 31-yard line, and it's a 1st down. Nice play by Glenn.
Kevin Smith has the coverage. They set him in motion all day long, but he's usually going all the way across the ball. This time he comes in for a few steps. Enough of possession. Very close, but enough.
5th catch of the day by Glenn. 1st down for New England, and that off the mark. A whip pass by Bledsoe intended for the running back, Curtis Martin, covered by Darren Smith. It brings up a 2nd and 10.
Randall Godfrey blitzed again the last time. Both defenses stay aggressive.
13 and a half remaining. In the 4th quarter, it has been a defensive duel. Troy Aikman picked off twice. Drew Bledsoe intercepted twice. Dallas comes in #1 in total defense. Off the play fake. Intended for Keith Byers. Well, Christmas Day, join NBC Sports for an NBA doubleheader, starting with NBA Showtime in prime time at 5:30 Eastern. And then Shaquille O'Neal and the Los Angeles Lakers will be in Phoenix, going up against Kevin Johnson and the Suns, who have turned it somewhat after the slow start. In Game 2, Grant Hill and the Detroit Pistons will be in the Windy City, going up against Michael Jordan and the defending world champion Chicago Bulls. A holiday NBA doubleheader Christmas Day right here on NBC. A 3rd down and 10, and that almost intercepted by a leaping George Teague.
Oh, he had one in his hands last week against the Cardinals. It would have been huge for the Cowboys, and another one. I think he was distracted by the receiver possibly, but he should have had that. That was thrown just about numbers high.
Dallas actually changed their tactics that time. Instead of blitzing, be aggressive. Only 3 rushers, 8 men back in coverage.
So this is Tom Tupa punting for the 3rd time. Kelvin Martin is back. Martin across the 40-yard line. Some nifty footwork. 34-yard punt, 7-yard return, and a flag is down.
35 yards on the punt.
In a game of field position, Sam, this is huge which way this goes. It could be great field position for Dallas.
Special teams is a big factor, and there are a lot of penalties on special teams that affect that field position.
Illegal block from behind. Number 35 of the receiving team during the run back. 10 yards, first down.
Well, that's the rookie from Oklahoma, Wendell Davis, called on the penalty. We'll take a break. Back in a moment.
Ever wonder what makes Domino's Pizza so good? Check out the latest Domino's new Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza with sweet roasted garlic and a delicious blend of zesty herbs and spices baked into every bite of our hand-tossed dough. Then we sprinkle on the real Italian taste of Parmesan crunchies around the edge. Dial the number and try a large Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza with one topping for only $9.99. It's your turn for hot and wild. Call Domino's now for new Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza.
The styling of the Acura CL Luxury Coupe was designed with the old rule in mind that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And here to break that rule is the new 3.0 CL with a new 200 horsepower V6. It lets the CL make a second impression even more powerful than the first.
Feeding the giant octopus, I call it. The never-ending corporate hunger for computers, information, communications, internet access. What do they think I am? A hero? Or a magician? I can be both.
Where is enterprise computing headed? Look to where the leaders of the PC revolution are taking it.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now to enjoy a hot and delicious Domino's Pizza during the game. For hot and wild, call Domino's now.
13 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Cowboys start out at their 30-yard line. It's Dallas 12 and New England 6. First time that they have met since 1987. Aikman at the time. Emmitt Smith back on the field is dropped at the 32 by Todd Collins. Emmitt Smith sat out the previous series. Sherman Williams did a good job. Pickup of 4. It'll be a second down and 6. Well, the 49ers with the lead over the Steelers, which is very good news for the New England Patriots. Magic number for New England is 2. Any combination of Patriot wins or Steeler losses adding up to 2 would mean home field for the divisional and a first-round bye. That, of course, can continue into next week. Penalty marker is down. The pass intended for Michael Irvin, covered by Ty Law.
I think you get Ty Law and a little grab there on Michael Irvin as he was breaking out of his break.
Just trying to be aggressive. You remember, just a few plays ago, Michael Irvin was pushing off on Ty Law. He was trying to stay a little tighter this time and got called for it.
Pass interference. Number 24 of the defense. First down.
And we talked about it a while ago. You know, Sam, it's a deal here where as many big plays and as well as the defense has played, you get the feeling they almost have to be the ones to make the difference and make the big play to turn this around, because the offense is really getting stymied by Dallas's defense.
Well, they are, and I just think they got robbed on a penalty right there, too. That was Michael Irvin grabbing Ty Law.
How many Pro Bowls Ty Law been to?
That's the difference.
And a first down play. Smith stopped in his tracks by Ferrick Collins.
Let's look at it one more time, because I think Michael Irvin now, Ty Law has every right to sit down anywhere he wants to back here. And he reaches out first, but I don't think he's got the last grab. Yo! No. He's trying to look at him drop his hands down there. I didn't have the grip on that one, but, you know, the official was behind all of that and didn't see who did get the first and last grab.
And this is at Texas Stadium.
That, too.
That's got a little to do with it.
Second down and 9 at the 45. And Aikman's pass is broken up. Otis Smith reaching around Kevin Williams to get a piece of it.
And Kevin Williams doing some serious lobbying. He goes, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, you gave Michael Irvin that last call. How about me?
It's still Texas Stadium, after all.
Well, it's the same question. How many Pro Bowls Kevin Williams been to?
Oh, you're right. But Otis Smith does reach out there with his hand to try to prevent him from coming inside. I don't think he fouled him on the knockdown. He fouled him just ahead of that.
Aikman is now 14 of 25, 155 yards. He's been intercepted twice. Third 1:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Smith on the reception, but well short on the first down, but a flag tossed again. Teddy Bruschi with the wraps on Smith.
Holding number 79 of the offense. That penalty is declined.
So the holding call on the right tackle, Eric Williams, is declined.
Can we call this a yank? There's Willie McGinnis, the matchup of the little guy and the big guy. Watch the little guy pile drive into Williams, break for the quarterback, yank.
See, if the umpire was standing here, he could see that very clearly.
Well, you know, I love an umpire behind me. Then he couldn't see me hold.
Yeah. I didn't think you ever held. You're revealing something.
Only when they call it.
All right, here's John Jett. And the fair catch by Dave Megan, who had some problems with it. It's a 40-yard punt. New England gets it back with 4 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
The way I see it, coaching against this Dion kid must be like sitting on a tack. Got your offense stymied, your defense bamboozled. What can you do? And just when you figure things can't get any worse, guess who shows up to return the punt? Prime time. Oh, brother. Anyway, take it from me, forget your fancy sports drink and get yourself some bicarbonate of soda.
It's all in how you use it.
When I say facts and report to me by 5, I mean 5.
You can kiss that promotion goodbye, Shorty.
Your accountant's on line 1. The audit's next Tuesday.
Your wife's on 2. And where's the dry cleaning? Yeah, where's the dry cleaning?
Life getting a bit overwhelming? Try the simple thrill of an Accord Coupe. From Honda.
I wish Santa could make a white Christmas in L.A.
Oh, no problem, Shaq.
Hey, Santa's a big fan of yours. How about 10 courtside seats for old Kris Kringle and his reindeer? That could be a tough one, Santa. Okay, then how about a Christmas Day doubleheader on NBC?
Lakers, Suns, Pistons, Bulls. Don't miss it.
Well, for Bill Parcells, certainly an eventful week with all the speculation as to where he will be next season. Curtis Martin on the Stop, a newspaper report in Boston, speculated that Parcells might leave the Patriots when his contract is up after the season. Reported Parcells had talked with friends about the Jet situation. Bill, who once said the Patriot job would be his last, told a Boston radio station last Monday he reserves the right to change his mind, and that brought forth all kinds of speculation in New York regarding both the Jets and the Giants. A return to the Giants would be highly unlikely. And Bledsoe able to complete to Jefferson for a first down. Strickland and Teague combined to make the stop. It's good for 16. We talked about it with Bill last night, and he would not add anything, did not want to deal with it. This is what he faced throughout the week in Boston, although he did point out that he and Patriots owner Bob Kraft will sit down after the season to discuss all aspects of this. And due to the great success he's had, he has put himself, I would say, in an excellent position leverage-wise. Plus, guys, I get the feeling a return to broadcasting at this point is out of the mix. That was being talked about earlier in the year.
That's just because you were there, Mark.
Exactly. No question. But this is what took place in the New York media with the stories written about the possibility of the Giants and the Jets being interested. Now, earlier in the season, you recall, there was a question in his mind concerning continuing in coaching. His health had something to do with that, and the fact that he so thoroughly enjoyed this season has apparently molded his thoughts. And I get the idea he will remain in coaching, but the question is where.
Well, I think he's going to remain in coaching too, but I know that a coach that is in the run for the playoffs, chance to go to the Super Bowl, doesn't want any of this kind of conversation going on right now. That's why he's saying, I don't want to comment about anything, because whatever he says will be either misinterpreted or what he doesn't say will then be interpreted somewhat.
And at some point, the media is going to figure out, especially up in the Northeast, he knows how to play them like a fiddle. I mean, he really does. A lot of the stuff that Bill does for effect, and he gets the effect he usually wants.
Boy, I wonder how many people in the media business in the Northeast you just made happy.
One thing, no matter where Bill Parcells is, he loves to play field position football. And right now, his football team is being beaten in the second half at field position football.
Illustrates the point. It is a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Martin works his way across the 35, just shy of a first down. Broderick Thomas made the tackle. We have just under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's the Cowboys 12, the Patriots 6.
At this point, it's been the Patriots defense versus the Cowboys, and the offense now in the fourth quarter has to come in here and try to win this football game for us.
Well, how often does that happen? You go into the game and you got two offenses, one struggling, one great. You go, man, it's an offensive battle, and you look up with, about 10 minutes to go in a game, and it's 12-6.
Second and less than a yard. Martin. And Curtis Martin has the first down, covered up by Broderick Thomas.
You see, the game plan now has been, for a large part of this game, to spread out the Dallas Cowboys with wide receivers and backs and tight ends spreading out, not lining up in their traditional position, and then running the ball. They're pitching it outside, running it up the middle. Dion, as you can see right here, you can see that wrap around his back all the way around to try to give him support for this game.
Woodson's a pretty good safety, a Pro Bowler, but he's not much of an equipment man.
First down at the 40-yard line. Off the delay, Bledsoe throwing off the back foot complete. Terry Glenn fielding that blue pass from Bledsoe. Kevin Smith on the coverage. It's a 30-yard pass play.
A very short list of quarterbacks with enough arm to have those sort of mechanics, you would say, Sam, to complete that pass.
Yeah, well, that is what you call a recovery throw right there. When I was playing with the Washington Redskins, Sonny Jurgensen used to practice throws off balance because it happens in the ball game sometimes, just like that. And if you got a guy like Terry Glenn on the other side, he can make your pass look good.
And wasn't it George Teague the other day saying he's so impressed with Bledsoe that he can do that throw downfield off the back foot? And Glenn on the reception, that's his 7th catch of the game.
He throws this with only 1 foot anywhere near the ground. He made a token fake, so he didn't see the blitz coming until the last minute, and he turns around and lets it fly.
Hey, it's a lot of faith in your guy, too, Sam. I mean, he knows Glenn's down there. Defender Woodson's got his back turned. He says, hey, my guy will come down with it.
2nd and 6. Again, a sideline pattern, but short of the first down. Glenn had no room to operate. He was met by Godfrey and Smith.
I think that was a miscue. Bledsoe was looking downfield. Terry Glenn made a quick out move, about a 7-yard out pattern. He was wide open for the entire time that Bledsoe had the ball, and he finally came to him as a last resort.
Well, this a drive that started back at the 10-yard line. It is now a 3rd down and 3 at the Dallas 24.
Marv, normally you'd say in this situation with Coates on a roll, go to Coates, but he hasn't done anything today.
No receptions for Ben Coates. Off the roll, completed to Byers, but short of the first down. The ball may have come loose, but it's covered up. Darren Smith and Kevin Smith combined to make the stop, and so Bill Parcells is faced with a 4th and 2.
I don't think he even blinks. He goes for it on 4th down here. Trailing by 6 points. 4th quarter. 6.5 minutes to go, and he likes to go for it on 4th down anyway.
Yeah, awful lot of time though, Sam. Though left in this ball game, 6.5 minutes or so. And your defense is on a roll.
You may be right. He blinked, but he's still going for it.
4th down and 2. And Bledsoe's pass is broken up. Intended for Coates, who was covered aggressively by Harper.
Well, that's what you live with as a coach. You know, you make a tough decision. There are going to be a lot of people that would argue one way or the other, field goal or go for the first down. And you can see that the official is getting an earful because Bill thought there was interference.
Well, I tell you what, you came out in that same formation you did on 4th and 1 earlier. Look at that. You're sort of spread out to the right side of the screen. You're not thinking run on a short one. You're thinking pass. There's Coates. A little climbage on the back, I would say, but I don't know if that's enough contact and serious contact by Harper to warrant a flag.
Well, the side judge, Mike Bourgard, hearing it from Bill Parcells just a moment ago. The Cowboys take over. Emmitt Smith runs it out to the 30-yard line. Todd Collins on the stop. Here's the reaction of Parcells off that pass that was broken up.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking that official what his favorite color was.
Not there, but I'll tell you what his next reaction is he's saying to that defense, okay, guys, you've done it all day. It has never been more important than right now.
5.5 remaining in the 4th quarter. The Cowboys have a 2nd and 3 at the 30. They now have George Hegeman at left tackle for Mark Tuanay. Hegeman and Williams at the tackles, Newton and Allen at the guards. Donaldson is the center. Here's Smith. Stopped by Johnson, short of the first down.
You know, Sam, from the Dallas standpoint, guys, I mean, if you're Dallas here, you've got 4 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, and there's 5 minutes left in the game now. You get first downs, and you don't give the Patriots a chance to get the ball back. I mean, it speaks volumes that they haven't run the ball well this year. I'm surprised they got 4 Pro Bowl linemen, but if you got them, you better take advantage of it.
It is a 3rd and 1. We're told that Tuanay has ice on the knee, and he's on the sideline with Hegeman, the 3-year man from North Carolina State, at left tackle. Smith, he was stopped initially and then was able to move forward. The Cowboys feel they picked up the first down.
And Marv, they went right at that left side where Hegeman is. Now, can you believe that? I mean, I would go over the big guy. I mean, they got it in Emmett's 2nd effort, though.
I think they can run it anywhere with that big offensive line anyway. And remember, the backside is as important, as we pointed out earlier, as that front side. But the short yardage, you usually take your shortest route over the biggest guys.
You know, we've both been around Bill Walsh. I mean, I think he always refers to this part of the game as the 4-minute offense.
Right.
You get 2 or 3 first downs, and you don't let them get a chance to get the ball back, and it's up to those 4 guys up front that go into the Pro Bowl.
So the Cowboys picked it up at the 34-yard line. Aikman to throw. Throwing deep. And it's broken up. Penalty marker down. Ty Law in the coverage of Michael Irvin, and it draws a flag.
Now, Michael Irvin is going to get called for this penalty. You can tell by his reaction. And if he doesn't get away from that referee, he could get called for bumping one of them.
The great receivers like Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice in this league get away with mugging on cornerbacks sometimes because of who they are, but he didn't get away with it then.
Interference. Number 88 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
You know, when they call this play, they did it hoping that they could either complete a long pass or that this guy is going to commit a foul, and they get the results. But as he goes down, you see he reaches out first to knock down Ty Law's hand. As he's running, let's see what happens. Boy, that's a judgment call.
It's hard to tell from that angle, that right arm of Irvin's, what exactly he did pushing off on that sideline.
And for Dallas, their 8th penalty. It has cost them 67 yards. It sets it back to a 1st and 20 at the 24. 3:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. Emmitt Smith. Short pickup. Again, it's Ted Johnson on the stop.
We might be able to see the push off a little better right here. You can see his right arm pushing out and really got a little grip on that jersey, trying to get a little space for that ball to drop in there.
See, it wasn't a judgment call, Sam.
No.
I mean,
not after our 4th look at it.
Right. Bad judgment on Michael's part, but he just got caught. It's a huge penalty because it takes Dallas out of that position of letting their line run the ball and taking control of the game. Now they got to throw.
2nd and 17. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Aikman to the middle. It's dropped by Irvin.
Well, a drop there is bad because you dropped the ball, you lost the yardage you would have gained, but it stopped the clock as well now. What they wanted to do, what they've been doing on this entire drive is Troy Aikman's done a good job of letting the 40-second clock get all the way down inside 5 seconds, using up as much time as he can in that 4-minute drill.
And you saw in that replay, too, Ty Law got away with a little hold and tug of himself there right at the end of the play, or beginning of the play, when Michael Irvin went into that break.
Just trying to even everything up.
3rd and 17. Back at the 27. We're just under 3 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Good pass for Smith. Emmitt Smith running it out to the 38-yard line. Hit by Henderson and Magruder. And a timeout taken with 2:43 left in the 4th. Dallas now has a 4th down and 6.
Introducing the new Acura 3.5 RL luxury sedan. We gave it extraordinary low-end torque for responsiveness. We gave it the longest wheelbase in its class for stability and interior space. And when you get it on the road, you'll swear we also gave it dancing lessons.
People call you guys.
It has been a battle of field goals. Excellent defense on both sides of the ball. 2 for Vinatieri, 4 for Bonio. 4th down and 6. And John Jett will punt to Dave Beckett with 2:43 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Cowboys leading the Patriots 12-6. The winner of this game will clinch their division. And a good punt. Beckett has to go back for it. He's to the 15. And excellent coverage by the Cowboys. 54-yard punt, 8-yard return. Well, it is Lightning Jack, a network premiere movie, coming to NBC tonight.
I'm so good, I scare myself.
Paul Hogan and Cuba Gooding Jr., 2 of the wildest outlaws to saddle up in the Old West. NBC tonight, it's Lightning Jack. And the New England Patriots will need some lightning-quick offense to drive down the field as they start out at their 18-yard line with 2:33 remaining in the 4th quarter. Bledsoe's pass is caught by Troy Brown. That is his first reception of the day, covered by Darren Smith. Keep in mind, the Dallas Cowboys have not allowed a touchdown since back on Thanksgiving Day in that victory over the Washington Redskins.
And if they don't allow one today, they'll win this because they have to score a touchdown to win. A field goal won't do it because on 4th down a moment ago, they didn't take your advice, Randy. They decided to go for the 4th down for the attempt to make the 1st down.
2nd and 1. Bledsoe intercepted by Darren Woodson. The pass intended for Terry Glenn, and Drew Bledsoe, who had been picked off only 10 times this season coming in, was just intercepted for the 3rd time today.
And you know, with 1 timeout remaining, they get the stoppage of the clock at the 2-minute warning. They may get the ball again if Dallas does not make a 1st down, but they won't have it, but maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
It was a slip. A slip set that up. Terry Glenn, 88, falls down, and Woodson is the only guy standing there for Bledsoe to hit. That was not a bad pass. That was just the fact the receiver went down. It was timing, and the defender was there.
2nd interception of the day for Woodson. 3rd the last 2 games. Emmitt Smith getting the call. And there he is, Darren Woodson, who is headed to the Pro Bowl as a starter for the 3rd straight season. And you can read it on the face of Bill Parcells as he watched Drew Bledsoe get picked off.
And there's nothing you can do as the coach on the sideline. You're making the calls. You've got your team trained. They're ready. You know they want to win. And when the play's underway, all you can do is watch and hope that all that training pays off.
And the Patriots using their final timeout with 2:11 remaining in this fourth quarter. Well, coming up next on most of these NBC stations, game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see an AFC West matchup, the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Others will see the Chiefs host the Colts or the Bengals face the Oilers. That's coming up next right here on NBC. So the Dallas Cowboys looking to hold on with 2:13 remaining. And if they can beat the New England Patriots, they will clinch their 5th straight NFC East title. And what a turnaround it's been after the way this club started the season, losing 3 of their first 4 games. Second down and 8. And here's Smith.
You know, we described this game as a challenge to both sides. Dallas has met the challenge in previous contests like this. It looks like they're going to do it again today.
Well, and really, Barry Switzer's crew did it with the running game and the #1 defense in the NFL.
2-minute warning provided. We'll be right back. Made his way to the sideline. Supposedly, the reign of the Cowboys was over. Beginning the season at 1-3, injuries taking place, suspensions hitting the club. Kevin Williams on an end around with the clock running, 1:50 to go. And he picked up the first down.
Watch Larry Allen, 73, stumbles, falls, gets up, gets another one. I'll say one thing, those linemen run good for Dallas. They might be jiggling in every direction possible because they're a little bit a tad non-svelte.
Non-svelte.
Fat.
Let me just tell you something. Only a lineman can talk about another lineman like that.
You can't, if you can see your shoes, you can't play line for Dallas.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a huge first down for them, because had they not made that first down, the Patriots were going to have some time left to try to get back in it.
And New England has used all its timeouts. Well, Pittsburgh losing to San Francisco, that'll cut the magic number down to 1, but the Patriots will have to wait until next week. They finish up next Saturday against the Giants at Giant Stadium. Well, Barry Switzer, as he was telling us the other day, can use next week as a bye, and he can rest people. Next Sunday, the Cowboys finish the regular season at Washington, beat the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. We're down to 35 seconds.
Marv, a Cowboy-Redskins game is a bye. I like the sound of that.
And the crowd reacts as time has run out on Drew Bledsoe and the New England Patriots. All the scoring from the kickers. The Cowboys over the Patriots, 12-6. Emmitt Smith, 27 carries, 86 yards. Troy Aikman finished 16 of 28, 161 yards, 2 interceptions. So Dallas 12, New England 6. The Patriots go to 10-5, and the Cowboys 10 up and 5 down. For Sam Weish and Randy Cross and John Dockery, Marv Albert saying so long from Dallas.
Watching him run, he is hurt. He doesn't finish runs, but that guy hung in there all day. He had somewhere around 85 yards rushing. He had 4 more passes for somewhere around 35 yards. He accomplished, you know, he got over 100 yards for him, and he's hurt. Hey, I think the guy's a stellar performance.
All right, bottom line is the Dallas Cowboys come up a winner by a score of 12-6. Michael Irvin, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, is standing by with John Dockery. Doc.
Thank you, Michael. A game like this, what does it mean to the Cowboys?
Well, I tell you what, it means a lot that after the way we started and the way things were going to the beginning of the season, and it's been a rocky road. It really has been a rocky road. I think it says something about our football team. I mean, we fought through a lot of adversity and a lot of hard times. And I mean, I started a lot of those hard times, and we still won the East. And your number one goal is always to start out winning your division. And well, we got a fight to go, but it's just like we were saying on offense. If we continue to play like that, the fight's going to be for naught because we'll be out of the playoffs as soon as they start. We got to pick it up on offense and help our defense.
I know I talked to Coach Switzer at halftime, and all season long there's been problems on offense. Can you put your fingers on them, and can you put it behind you?
Well, there's a lot of things. I think the glaring spot is, we're missing Jay Novacek, and I talked to Jay all week on the sideline. There's no doubt Jay was an integral part of this offense, and we definitely miss him. Eric's doing a great job. I think Titans we got doing a great job, but Jay's all pro, and we definitely miss him. It gives defenses chances to do more things to the wide receivers without Jay in there. But we just got to grind down and find a way. And I think once we have that one game thing clicks, things will click and we'll be okay.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Doc and Michael Irvin. So the Dallas Cowboys with a 12-6 win. Let's update the playoff pictures for you now. And we'll begin in the AFC. Denver still to see action today. New England, a loser, drops to 10-5. Pittsburgh on the losing end at San Francisco, also 10-5. Kansas City still to play today. Buffalo and then Indianapolis. In the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys improve now to 10-5 with the victory today and the NFC East title. Green Bay on the winning side today. Carolina at 10-4. San Francisco 11-4. Philadelphia and Minnesota. Let's continue down the scoreboard now. And in Pittsburgh, the Steelers hosting the San Francisco 49ers. It's been all 49ers today. 25-15 is the score late in the game. At Carolina, the Panthers riding a 5-game winning streak, leading Baltimore. And Kevin Green leading a pack of 7 Panthers headed to the Pro Bowl. Vinny Testaverde's first pass of the day picked off by Chad Cota, who returns to the Baltimore 30. It led to a John Casey field goal and a 3-0 Panthers lead. Testaverde then scrambled to his right and put one up for Michael Jackson, who will make the juggling catch for a 23-yard touchdown. Testaverde's 30th touchdown pass of the season, 7-3 Baltimore. Anthony Johnson capped a 66-yard drive with a 2-yard touchdown run for Carolina, his 6th TD of the season, 10-7 Panthers. It was 13-10 Baltimore in the third. Kerry Collins flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, hits Mark Carrier with a 6-yard scoring strike, 17-13 Carolina. It is now a 27-16 lead for the Panthers, who are 10-4 on the year. At the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, it is all over. The Lions lose it to the Packers, who roll again. 31-3 the score. Reggie White pumped for the postseason as well as the next 5 years with his 8-play, 80-yard drive. 31-3 Packers over the Detroit Lions. The Vikings, winners of 3 of their last 4. A win today and a win next week puts them in. They are leading 20. They win it by a score of 21-10. In the Meadowlands, the New Orleans Saints with a 17-3 lead on the New York Giants, and the St. Louis Rams in Atlanta winning at 34-27. Some coaching news out of Houston, where the Cincinnati Bengals play a few minutes from now. Bruce Coslett has been offered a 4-year contract by Bengals owner Mike Brown. The contract has not been signed, but it is expected to be signed this coming week. There's a provision that if the Bengals make the playoffs in either the 3rd or the 4th year, Coslett gets a 5th year guaranteed. A full slate of games coming up in our doubleheader game. Most of you will see Oakland at Denver. Jeff Hostetler had 3 touchdown passes in the first meeting with the Broncos, but it was John Elway who won for Denver with a 4th-quarter touchdown toss. The rematch coming up right after these words from your local station.
Including starters Chester McLaughlin, Lance Johnstone, Terry McDaniels, backup Lamar Lyons. On offense, Steve was